Welcome everyone, welcome. Hello everyone, welcome. We are going to do the same thing we usually do, which is the sending out notifications and then hitting up the different Discords. Give me a minute and we'll be right back. Welcome everyone. Welcome everybody. We are trying out a new server since the other server seems to be dead. But we will be starting in a minute. 1 minute, and I will be right with you. Let's go over here.
Post station drip is a constant. It keeps going. It's like a faucet that's dripping. I can't turn it off. I can't make it stop. Then I'm like, damn, my postnasal drip is going. My sinuses are inflamed. My throat is gunked up. What is going on here? Damn. Snort, snort, snort. Code. Drip. Snort, snort. I got the drip going. Snort, snort.
What up, Lurks? How you doing? I see you there.
Snort. I got the drip go. Damn, I got the drip go. I got the tips go. Clear your throat. Blow your nose. Damn. Clear your throat. Please tip me. Damn. Post-nasal drip is a constant. It keeps going. It's like a faucet that's dripping. Damn.
So yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome.
Snort. Code. Drip.
Snort. Snort.
I got the drip. Go.
See you all here.
Snort. Snort.
Code. Drip.
Snort. Snort.
I got the drip. Go. I got the drip. Go. I got the
And
drip.
back
Go.
to
I got the drip. Go. I got the
getting
drip.
everything
Go.
back up.
I got the drip. Go.
We
I got the
are
drip. Go.
live everywhere.
I got the drip. Go. Can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear. Like, this is what I mean. These dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids.
Welcome. Let's do it. We are about to get into some Path of Titans, everybody. Welcome back to another night as we start taking names and popping skulls. Yeah. Ain't that a little different in the color schemes? Let me check out if this is getting completely stupid. Alright, that HDR is going nuttier than something else. Give me a second, everybody. Hey, can you all hear me?
Popping up,
Oh, wow.
and it makes, and it covers up like part of your Discord list. It covers up like people in the chat, like it covers up like their icons on side. Which I mean, yes, you're looking at chat, the thing in it, anything, anyways. But it's like you're covering up a lot of channels and everything that people.
But it looks like you can collapse it.
I am trying right now, and I cannot collapse it at all, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Well,
this is pretty bad.
maybe that's like a next update or something like that.
This is really bad.
Oh, you're talking about Discord stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Maybe it's like the
Alright,
next
so-
update is like making it collapsible. They're just making sure the buttons in the center on the bottom
Hey,
are working
Puka.
correctly before that.
Yeah.
How do I turn on the HDR stuff? My this looks hella,
Oh no.
hella bad.
Alexa, turn on living room.
No, in my opinion,
I'm not crazy, right? That's bad. That looks pretty bad. Yeah, that's way
yeah,
bad.
It's. Yeah, that it's. Oh, you're talking about the Discord thingy?
No, not that on my stream. Go take a look at my stream.
Alrighty, give me 1 second.
So you need to right click on the
Mm-hmm.
you need to right click on your capture?
Capture, yeah.
Yeah, and then you get onto the color settings. I'm pulling it up here.
Set color? No.
It is I know if I see it here.
Filters.
Hi ones. It's RGB 10A2 rate. Color space.
What is it under?
It's you click on property for game capture.
I got you.
And you scroll down, it's all the way at the bottom.
Yep, we did it.
Does that look better?
Yeah, much better. Much
Yeah.
better.
So Godfather, the way like features and things like that, right?
Usually they have a lot of Usually the thing is that they actually test that stuff out before they actually
No, they do, but
correct.
they do it very iterative, like they're called sprints and stuff like that. So having those buttons on the bottom, right? Uh the that's probably setting up for next update where the side thing is collapsible and you wouldn't have to open back up to like mute and things like that.
It's the
So
dumbest goddamn thing they could have done.
no, this happens all the time with software, with applications. This is how they do releases. They do it very incrementally to make sure that they're working correctly. Things like that. They test them out and stuff, but still like to make sure
They have
they're
an
working
internal
correctly beforehand.
team. They have an internal team they could do it with. They don't need to put it out to the.
They do hold on. They do, but right, they release things very piecemeal on purpose. And also still it still could test
If
correctly in
if
their
you
test
release
environment, but in production, this is their prod environment, right? What we use. Um, it's also to
if
make
you
sure that it's
release
working
in
correctly in the prod
small
environment.
lifts, if you release in small lifts, you have a better chance of tracking down any errors that you introduce, as opposed to if you do a huge data dump, then you're having to scramble to find what the issue is.
Usually, you don't find the issue. You're just seeing symptoms. It's called its nickname, so to speak, is called. Usually, they use what's called Scrum. There's another one called Crystal, but Scrum, and what they do is they do sprints, and they're like 1 to 2 weeks, and they just work on just like one particular feature or whatnot, and making sure that it's working correctly and stuff like that, and then they work on the next one to avoid things breaking all over the place.
Yeah, it's a smart practice. Not only are they able to isolate problems by by only introducing limited amounts of data, but they're also able to sell a product and get money flowing in so they can fix any problems that arise.
Well, it's not for problems. I mean, there's that too, but it's usually like um new features and things like that. Uh so and again, this is my wheelhouse, right? Project management. So back in the 90s for so software projects and stuff like that had an over
Welcome
90% fail
everybody
rate,
in the
and
chat.
they went way over budget and blew out their timeline because they would do something called predictive, where they would build the whole thing and then it would go into test, and it was a complete shit show, and like they fix something, it breaks another. So they created this other way where they do it in tiny little sprints, so that way they don't like break everything. It's called agile.
It's really dumb that they added that because it would be
I mean,
really.
it's not just a practice that they do in IT. It's also it's also just a good practice, no matter what field you're in. If you limit the amount of data that I mean, the amount of work that you're putting in, you're able to better isolate where things go wrong.
For
Hello
project,
everyone. Welcome to the chat.
there is what's called a hybrid, which is a mix of the nickname Agile and Waterfall and stuff like that. But straight Agile, straight Scrum is really for software. It's not them though, what they did, because they released that, right? Making sure it's working correctly. It passed tests. They released it in the prod environment. Now they're working on probably to collapse that side menu, and then they'll release that. They do it in piecemeal to make sure that things are working correctly. It's not going to
Yeah, I
break
mean,
other things.
yeah, I'm agreeing with you.
It's really smart, Godfather.
I just think it's really dumb because it's like
It's
people.
not dumb at all. Yeah,
No,
I
I'm.
agree with Robo. It's like she said. Yeah, if you create the product and complete it before you start doing QA/QC, then you have a much harder time finding issues that may arise and isolating them.
Right?
Well, they still test in their test environment, right? This is their what we would call prod, what we use. And they also do these incremental releases, like this is ready to go, so they release it. Not just to see it, like make sure it's okay and stuff like that. It's just that it's ready to go. You know, like I said, these sprints, they're 1 to 2 weeks, right? And it's a dedicated team. This is all that they do. I've done Pure Scrum. I'm actually certified in it. So, like I said, this is, in my wheelhouse.
It just looks so bad, and I hope they get rid of it soon because holy fuck, it's like I said, when
Well,
new people join in, whoever joins in, somebody else gets moved down. I mean, their name gets moved, and then I gotta go either scroll down, which isn't a big issue, but it's also like I gotta scroll down, and then or I gotta move over to look over everybody's name, see who just joined, instead of being able to just look sideways and be like, oh
well,
hey,
they don't intend to leave it like that.
we don't know
It's
that Discord has fucked up a lot to where they've left a lot of stuff the way they left it, and it still puts people off to this day.
Well, sometimes like the next uh thing that they're doing, and I'm not using the technical terms. I don't want to literally bore you fuck to death. But I do know 'em. Sometimes like those
Oh,
things like but the thing is like sometimes those things like they don't work and they need to cook longer, right? They
yeah,
failed at the end of the sprint,
yeah.
like it's not, you can't, they're not lazy wizards that don't want to just push a button. Whenever you do anything, you have to make sure that it's not breaking all the things. You can't just
Wait, what do
add
you?
something and go, okay, it'll work. Like everything's interconnection.
Wait, what happened?
Nothing.
No, Discord did an update for its desktop version, and a lot of people are complaining about it.
I didn't get it yet.
You, if you see inside chat and everything, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Adding those same buttons, which seem redundant, right on the bottom center. It
No,
looks like they're getting ready
that
to
doesn't
collapse.
bother me at all. It doesn't. That doesn't bother me at all because it's like it's been like
Well,
that
one,
for like a few.
what's
I'm
the
not even.
difference?
So, they if you're looking at side chat, they made that. You know how like it showed your username, and then when it showed you in the voice chat, it pops up the voice chat thingy, and then you'll have the buttons on the side and everything for like your mic and all that.
Yeah.
But then they also added that stuff in the middle, which they've had for a few months and everything now. The issue now is that box thing had become so big that it's overlapping and also covering up servers and everything. They made servers icons smaller. They
Are you
made
using
that
better Discord?
No, I'm not using better Discord. I'm using regular Discord.
Yeah, mine looks normal. Mine's not over the servers yet again. It could just be a scaling issue that they just didn't test out because I have mine on grandma mode.
Yeah.
You
No,
want
and
to see what?
that's very much possible too, because like, and this isn't specific to Discord, but I've even had like apps that like or even like web pages, stuff like that, at certain resolutions, stuff like that, look fine, and then like at like higher ones like 4,000 whatever, look like trash garbage and stuff.
Could you use Discord like this, Godfather? This is on a 1080p monitor.
That is way too big. I had to scale down shit. when
Oh,
I got my
hold on.
new
You don't even see
monitor.
the chats. Hold on. I'll show you what the text chats looks like.
No, please don't.
Phantom.
I've seen the text chat stuff.
Yeah, Phantom.
I've seen the text stuff.
Hey,
I've
within
seen the
Ashes,
text chat
welcome.
stuff when I got my new monitor, because all my stuff went out of whack and everything when I got my new monitors, and I had to resize everything back to the way it was.
This is what the general chat looks like for me in the server.
You know what?
That is horrible. That is horrible.
I once had a project where we were moving from on-prem to cloud. The software that we use to
yeah, we're
build
back to
like
playing it.
the website and stuff like that, right? I work for the state.
Do you
And
play this game?
hold on. And because we all like use our laptop screens, but we use regular monitors, when release it, we had to pull it back. For one of the reasons was because on the laptop screen, which had a lower resolution, the thing was just like a complete shit show. Like it was just like a hot mess. Like because we forgot to pick low resolution laptop screen.
Godfather, I'm really hard at seeing, so I had to have my Discord zoomed in a lot.
Not totally understandable. I would never be able to.
It did look great at 1080p resolutions and above, though. But shitty laptop screens, it looked like a fucking hot Jenga mess.
Did you guys watch the new Final Destination trailer?
No. I didn't know
I'm
there was
sorry
a
to
new
hear
one.
that. Hope things get better.
It looks really good.
They haven't made one of those in like forever.
Yeah.
I know. They're always one of my favorite horror movies.
Some of them I thought were really clever, but toward the end they were getting a little stupid instead of clever.
5 was
But
really
I hope
good,
they
and
go
that was
back
the
to
last
like
one.
the cleverness of it, you know?
The cleverness of 5 was the best part of it. Did you watch 5, Robo?
Oh god, I haven't watched them in
5,
forever.
the twist of the movie that it's a prequel.
I think I did see that one.
4 was...
Is it the sequel to the second one or to the first one?
The first one.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay, so 5 is technically the first in the series, but they pull that at the end, where you realize that they're getting on the flight that blows up.
Oh.
Yeah, that
And
was the
then-
plane one, right?
That's the prequel to the plane one.
The prequel to yeah, I think I've seen that one.
And then the plane one was the first one, of course.
Yeah,
The second one
which was
eh.
okay. The second one was the highway. That one is probably
No, the
my
first one was
favorite.
the highway. If you're talking about fucking
No, the second one was the highway.
Final Destination?
Yeah, the second one was
second one was the highway with the
Final
log and
Destination.
stuff.
That one's my favorite. And then it was the amusement park was the third one, right?
Yeah, that one was good. I like that one.
I thought the first
The
one
second one was the best.
I like
No,
the
Hey,
third
Robo.
one, but I did like the second one better.
Robo, you know what my favorite part about the second one? Is when the ladder went through the guy's eyeball.
So,
I don't remember the fourth one.
Oh, nice.
That was the racetrack.
That's
think
what's up.
That one
The
was
guy got his
worse.
vest and shot his ass.
What con you going to?
The first one wasn't as like intricate, connected, but that makes sense because they had to introduce the premise. But I think the second one is actually favorite.
So whoever
Third
played
one
give
is
the meat a
close.
good little rub. The funny thing is, I was watching the Final Destination trailer, and the guy was wiping off the counter whenever as soon as you fucking played that.
Really?
Yeah.
My
That's
my only
actually
problem
funny.
is with the third one is the roller coaster thing, like there it's like reality doesn't make sense, which is why the second one is my favorite, because like the second one does make sense.
Now, the newest one is
What's your
pretty
favorite death in
interesting.
the second one?
Oh, I don't remember. I haven't watched them.
The newest one is really interesting because it's like, oh, the someone. Okay, so the story is that the their grandmother survived something. She had a vision and then survived it. Now, since everyone is growing up, death is coming for the whole entire family because they weren't supposed to be born.
Is it already released?
It's coming out in May,
On what?
in theaters.
In theaters.
Really? A
May
horror
16th.
movie?
Wait, what's coming out?
And it is Tony Todd's
Bobo's
final
like,
role, sadly.
theaters are gross. She doesn't want to go to them.
Oh yeah, the new. Oh my
Oh,
god, I'm gonna.
the movie theaters around me are crazy, ridiculous expensive.
I saw this and.
Oh, I believe it. In Hollywood, over here, most theaters are $30 per ticket. And then you got to deal with the sticky floors and the fucking possibility of getting bed bugs and all kinds of other weird shit.
All right, I'm gonna go watch the thing.
Alright, what
I'll be
the
right
fuck did you come back to? That's funny. I gotta go to bed,
Later.
go to work tomorrow. Alright, have a good one, Fluff. Whoever's leaving, have a good one. I'm watching people kill each other.
That sounds
Wait,
illegal.
what are you watching?
I'm watching people kill each other.
What?
The game I'm playing? Remember, I'm streaming.
Oh yeah, but I didn't know people can kill each other. I thought it was just robot or dinosaur.
Yeah,
Monster.
it's
Yeah.
dinosaurs. I'm playing the dinosaur game.
Oh, the dinosaur game again. Okay, so you switch it up.
Yeah, I do switch it up.
Okay.
Are you playing Exo Primal?
Nope, I'm playing Path of Titans. Apparently. See you later, Phantom.
Ah,
Yeah, I love this game. It's really good. Yeah. Is that heat rays? What is making that fucking noise?
I finally beat that boss this morning.
Nice.
Well, afternoon.
Oh, the one that you had a hard time last night with.
Yep,
Oh,
now I'm having
yeah.
a hard time with the other one. The next one.
How's it going?
Oh. These fights are hard. And plus I'm trying to get the achievement where I take on the fights without using a spirit for help. I'm trying to do them all solo.
Nice.
Is that the dude from the black dude from the bee keep that
Yes, that's Tony Todd.
Candyman. Candyman.
Yeah, that's who it is.
Nice.
Candyman.
He just recently died, I think.
Damn.
Yeah, he was someone larger than life. Literally, he was like 7 foot tall.
Nice. That actually did not look bad.
Yeah,
I wonder how many parents are going to take their kids and do that movie and torture them. Like,
He was
Sweet.
6'5". Tony Todd was.
Nice. How many kids do you think are going to be in a movie and get scarred for life and terrified of everything like us
This
adults?
depends because
Not enough.
my grandma had me watch horror movies and I'm immune to it. Like I'm not like I don't feel any fade to it.
I looked up Tony Todd and I see a picture of him and someone else holding up a fan.
Nice.
That's funny as hell. He
But
was
yeah,
someone that was really nice.
I did want to like I want to go in and watch that movie and see how many kids are in there just getting scarred for life and terrified of everything in the world.
What, Final Destination 2? Or 5?
Kind of like
6? Or whatever.
it would be
Mr. Six.
so. That's it. 6. It would be so hilarious just to walk out of that theater and just hear the kid be like, "I don't want to get in the car. I'm scared."
Most movies that I go to, horror movies, I never see any kids. Maybe like 1 or 2 here and there. Oh.
With Final Destination, I feel like it would be different because, as I said, a lot of us younger, a lot of us older folks. Well, I'm 27, but there's a reason why we will never, ever be behind a truck with logs in it.
Oh yeah, trust me. When I went to go visit my grandma, that's all they had was trucks with logs in. I was like, oh, my grandma was behind one. I was like, Grandma, I was like, hey, we should go down this street. She's like, why? I was like, aren't you scared of the logs coming to us? She's like, you pussy. And she just drive closer.
Yeah. God. It would be hilarious just to be able to.
Number 3, shop ID 2464, purple no force, portable P35.
Oh,
Well, at least the guy from Candyman, he finished the Candyman saga, at least,
Thank God.
before he died.
And he was able to star in this movie, thankfully.
Mhm.
And that was a really great choice for whatever character he's playing.
yeah, but
he's
Tony
a
Todd's gonna go
good
down
actor.
as a slasher/horror movie icon.
Oh, definitely. Also, I found that Furby on Facebook. It's so I'm gonna post it in the side chat. It's terrifying. What the fuck is this? What the what I what the that is utterly horrifying. Posted it inside chat.
Can't wait to smoke this weed. Let's go. Yo, has everybody hit
every
that
day.
like button? If you haven't hit that like button on that stream, on my stream, let's go. Thank you for being here watching. I appreciate it.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you all for being here and watching. I appreciate you all. That is for sure. And anyone watching the VOD, I hope you see this in the future and enjoy it. If you don't, fuck you. Get fucked. Get right.
Get right in the ass.
Have you liked
Or
the stream
finger.
yet? Huh? Have you? Huh?
Where did Robo Talker go?
I have no idea.
She left. She said she was gonna go watch something and she was leaving.
Robo sounds like they have not had sleep in a while.
They always sound like that.
New York people don't sleep. Didn't you know that?
It's true.
My cat is sleeping. I need to get up tomorrow and place a few calls around for my buddy.
Few calls around for your what?
My buddy. He's homeless right now.
Oh, that sucks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yo,
yes,
Coffee.
sir. Yes, sir.
What up?
Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna do, but like, oh, what
Welcome,
happened?
Coffee. It's good to see you. It's good to see you.
Hello, hello.
Blaqksheep, what happened was, it's because I didn't explain it to you. So he was he was staying at a friend's house. You know, he pretty much was living in a shed at like there.
Mhm.
And they have this other guy staying there, and this guy is like pretty much bad news and stuff. But he was being chill with them, and what happened was he this guy broke my friend's charger, and it's like a $50 charger. And then like, of course, my friend was a little bit mad, and he said like, "Oh yeah, you know, you're gonna have to pay me for this charger because it's kind of fucked up. You broke it." And then he's like, "I'll get the money one way or another," you know, and just was walking away. And the guy this guy was getting up in his face.
Yeah.
And he it sounded like he was peacocking.
Oh. I would have
And
just
then
taken a shoe and peed in it.
And then he was pushing around, and I think he punched him. And so he went to the car, you know, he got his gun, he put it in his back pocket, and he went in to get his stuff, and then they started freaking out because they saw that he had his gun on him, you know, and yeah.
What state is this?
Pennsylvania.
No.
What happened?
My one buddy that's in the server is homeless right now.
Because he had a gun.
No, the other person was fighting with them. Like, I think he even punched him, and yeah. And he went to his car, got his gun, and then put it in his pocket, and then he went in and got all his stuff. They saw that he had his gun on him because, you know, after getting punched in the face, he wanted to defend himself. You know, if anything else would happen. And yeah, they kicked him out.
It's kind of understandable. He definitely
What?
elevated it, getting a gun.
In a 2-on-1 situation?
No, that's like a 5-on-1 situation.
Yeah, no, he didn't elevate nothing. He got sucker punched to begin with.
Yeah, that's a 5-on-1 situation because the whole family was siding with the other guy. So
Yeah,
he's
but
like, "Well, I'm getting."
how many people punched him?
One person did.
But you got 4 other people behind that one person not condemning what he just did.
So he's like, "Well, you know, he didn't have it drawn now. He just put it in his pocket, you know, in case anything got escalated more." And then he went in just to get his stuff. He's like, "I'm just getting my stuff." You know.
That wasn't escalation. That was a warning.
Yeah, escalation is starting to point to that, people.
Yeah, or having it drawn.
Or having it drawn. Having it drawn.
That's why I asked him, did he have it drawn?
He
He's
could
like,
have
no, I
also
just put it in
called the
pocket.
police to, you know.
And that is assault.
You could,
Yeah.
but even call the police to like
that could be
make sure like he doesn't get
escalation, though, as
attacked while he
well.
gets stuff.
Well, he was
But calling the
assaulted.
police could even be seen as escalation too. They're like, they can be like, "Oh no, you're not gonna get your stuff now."
And I ain't calling no damn cops. They make things worse all the time. Too many times have I called in similar situations like that, and it got worse than better.
Yeah, same here. Especially in assault situations, especially if someone's living there, you know, and stuff like that, it can get really complicated.
Yeah, and then because you've also got 4 other people behind him, then it's he said, she said.
Yeah. So it could
no
even
thank
be
you.
I
worse
didn't
than
say to
my
call the
friend.
police for an assault. I said the police can make sure that he can get his stuff out without.
He's calling the police to get the rest of the stuff out, though. He said.
Yeah, but in the moment, they're gonna see the bruise on his face, and then police get nosy.
Yeah. Yeah, if he's got punched in the face by this person, the markings alone will actually do it.
From what
Yeah,
I heard, he was
for sure.
talking and pushing them, you know, and then like things got escalated from there, and then he got physical.
Well,
My friend tried to de-escalate it and everything, and like it just kind of just like.
I
turned into
wasn't referencing the police for assaulting, just to make sure that he can get his stuff out without issue.
And again, I stand by what I said.
Just me.
Well, I think he just wanted to get his stuff out of there as fast as he could and just leave. You know,
You'll
I don't.
never have me defending the police.
Well,
I'm
and
not
Louise,
like a
yeah,
defund the police person or whatever, but like, you know, I
in Louisiana we have permitless concealed carry. So
No, anyone can have a gun.
yeah, unless you're a felon.
Unless you're a felon. Amen to that, brother.
Yeah, I gotta talk to. Looks like one's disappeared on your screen. Oh no, he's still up
No,
there in
he's
the
still in
corner.
there. Hey, ones. Stay gay.
I mean, police, and not just like, well, police, but also just you know, justice being fair and doled out equally does not exist in New York. I mean, you gotta be a really fucking idiot police officer in New York if you get like hurt on duty or whatever, because you don't arrest you don't do anybody anything but just fucking stand there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Gothy, definitely talk to me about it.
Yeah, no, like I remember one incident where we called the police, right? Because our 2 roommates were fighting. And they had broken like a glass pane door and everything. It was a mother and her daughter, and they were like cat fighting, rolling around, but it was starting to get like just too much, and I'm like, oh, screw it. And at the time I was like 19 years old.
Yeah, my buddy, he's not asking anyone for any money or anything like that, but he was telling me he has enough for a year's worth of rent in his bank account, and he was trying to get like something over where I live at. And so
if he's got a year's worth of rent in his bank, then maybe ask him if he can afford to be put up in a hotel for like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, that could be a thing.
Or look for actually an extended stay hotel. They're usually cheaper for the week, and they'll also, a lot of times they have like a living room with a kitchenette and like separate bedroom and stuff like
Almost
that.
like an Airbnb.
Right now, he can't even do his work. That he's a freelance person, you know, and he started doing artwork now, and he can't even work on his commissions because he has nowhere for his computer, and he doesn't have a laptop.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Look for an extended stay, because it's basically like a little apartment, and they have better internet.
Gothy says.
I mean, as well.
I saw Blaqksheep.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got that much money in savings, you're not homeless. You're well, not by you're homeless by choice at that point.
The problem is that he's trying to find some place to.
It's hard to find some place overnight, though.
Yeah, he's trying to find a place.
But that's what the fucking hotel.
Hold on, no, he's trying. okay. He's trying to find a place to rent out right now, but the problem is because he doesn't have like his job isn't like kind of like what people would consider a quote unquote real job. Since
He
he
doesn't have pay
freelances out
stubs.
and does stuff, he doesn't have pay stubs, so some places don't want to rent out to him.
Does he have a good
Well,
credit
he's got
score?
enough for a deposit.
Yeah, he has
mean,
enough for like he said the places he was trying that they wouldn't rent out to him. But I take it he does have a good credit score. I mean, he did buy land, but the way he's still trying to fix up that land now. But like he had enough money to buy land and stuff, and he's like, I'm just looking to stay anywhere,
Tell him to check like I don't know. I wouldn't say Facebook ads, but tell them to check like
I'll be back.
ads where people are saying, just looking for a deposit. You don't have to do all that other crap.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
Because
Or a
there will be a
roommate
place that's like,
situation,
hey, you got
but
a year's worth? Come on.
your friend should really create, it's like $50 whatever, register an LLC. So basically he's like, it's his own business, he's an employee of his own business, and he can show legit
Yeah, an
like
employment history.
like how
what did your
he's
friend do
made
at the
money
job?
like that,
Is my question.
He does artwork and other freelance stuff.
Okay.
because he could then show like W-2s and like tax stuff like that. So basically he can show like he has his own, like the LLC makes it like he's self-employed for his own business, and he could show the income coming.
He
Yeah,
used
you're
to
generating an employment history.
he used to primarily be a video editor, then like the whole thing with links happened, and he started getting in the artwork, and then he's making a lot more money through artwork now, so it's kind of like a blessing in disguise.
And how does he get paid?
He gets paid through Stripe.
And how does that release the payments?
He gets paid on Ko-fi coffee. It's like
I mean, like, what's
the
is it depositing like once a week?
whenever he gets paid. So whenever someone pays him, it goes right into his bank account.
I mean, you could see with his bank and stuff like that, if he can do something like maybe, I don't know, like monthly or whatever, like the income coming in and stuff like that. He really should do an LLC though, so that way like it's all like on the up and up and it looks more professional.
It's basically
Yeah,
what I'm about to
you're
be doing.
completely right.
He'll have to pay tax or whatever, but it's actually a lower tax rate
But
than
he'd
if
have to pay
you're
taxes
an
regardless.
employee. It's actually a lower tax rate than being an employee.
Yeah, I mean, he'd have to pay taxes anyway because he's self-employed, whether he's working from an LLC or just working
Yeah, he just
in the gig
needs to
economy.
make sure that he puts money aside to pay taxes. I think it's usually like quarterly or whatever, but the tax rate is much lower than if like you have a employer or whatever.
You said he has a year's worth of rent. How much was he paying rent?
He's looking for a place with $800 to rent, but he said that he could pay for utilities.
So $800 a month.
800 months, yeah. And there are places around here that have that.
Good thing he ain't in California then.
No shit.
Good luck.
I'm telling you, if your friend did as a freelance with the LLC, landlords would be much, much more comfortable.
Okay.
Because it looks like basically he has his own business.
Which he does.
For now.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about structure and certainty. Whether you have a good credit score or not, if you don't have anything that indicates a salary, then you're gonna have problems, with borrowing money or getting a place or hooking up utilities.
Yeah, he could even like have a bank account with the name of his LLC and then even pay himself through that like weekly or biweekly to show like, you know, consistent income and stuff like that, you know. It's basically having your own business. But the thing is the way he has it now, it's just like, yeah, people pay me, you know, whatever, you know, and I draw shit, whatever. Like, it's not set up, you know, it doesn't look like it doesn't look like a business, you know, and at the end of the day, even like freelancing and stuff like that, like it's a business.
I want to say that for now, I would highly, like you said, he's homeless right now. Does that mean he's sleeping out of his car or something? That's my question.
And some extended stay hotels will actually give you monthly or bi-monthly rates,
Yeah.
which that could end up being cheaper than getting an apartment and paying utilities and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
but it's harder to establish resident. Um, but I will say tentatively till he finds a place, extended stays, it's like I said, it has like a living room, kitchenette, it has a separate bedroom and everything. They also have better internet because they literally are like people are living in them. They're not like a normal hotel where they're just staying like a few nights or whatever.
It's an extended stay
So
for a
they have
reason. It's like
better.
weekly ratings and
Yeah,
monthly ratings.
yeah.
it's a
Mhm.
I
it's for
wanna,
businesses
I
basically. Yeah,
wanna, I want to say something real quick. I stayed in an extended stay called In Town Suites and everything. I was paying about 300 weekly, which was like $1,200 a month. So it's not that bad, but you also
yeah.
get
I mean,
internet. Let's
like
just
I
say,
said, if you factor in utilities, especially good internet, yeah, cable, all that shit, electricity. Yeah, by the time you factor in all that, you may end up being paying $1,200, $1,300 a month any fucking way.
yeah, I was going to say that. But the in-town suites with like there was just like basically a bedroom and then a kitchen and then a bathroom. It wasn't like with the living room and everything. But I've never seen an extended stay like that. Probably the more
You doing
expensive
homework?
ones.
I've stayed in them like
Uh, they're probably more expensive and everything. A little bit
Oh,
more expensive. I
alright.
don't know how much more,
Oh,
but
son of a bitch.
yeah. So like, if you found him something like an in-town suites, I would not recommend it Studio 6. That's just my opinion.
That sounds so weird.
Hey,
I
but
just
as I
hey,
said, they're usually
Godfather.
more spacious and they have better internet because they're basically for people like that are staying like longer and stuff.
yeah.
Um
There's no
so
extended stay hotels around here.
Plus,
Oh, I
how
already
about an
saw that.
Airbnb?
one of the benefits if you're staying at an extended stay hotel, generally they have laundromats.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and like I said, I was paying 1,200 a month for that, but that was also with heater, internet. Uh, with the internet wasn't that great, but it was good enough for like doing work and everything. So like, if you're doing work and everything, and you're not really like you're not doing like 20 different things at once like I do nowadays, which is why I
If you
chose.
if you take your modem, right, and you plug from, you know, the wall ethernet to the modem, you actually can get better internet.
The extended stay I was at didn't have that. The place I was staying at did not have that at all.
The one you stayed at was trash garbage
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, so
because
that's
every
why I was.
extended stay place I've ever seen has like a bedroom, has like a living room. It may even have like a small, like little kitchen table, like a two-person or whatever. It has a kitchenette and everything. Every single one that I've ever seen or stayed at.
Those ones are probably more expensive. That's
Not
I'm just
not
giving you-
necessarily.
Not yeah, not
No, they're not like
necessarily.
fancy or anything. They
They're just
cost more if you're only
better
staying there for a
equipped.
couple nights. Their rates are more very, very reasonable because they're extended stay. They're expensive if you're only gonna stay like a few nights because that's not the purpose of them.
Like I said, I lived in at least the one near, and like you said, it's trash, and I do agree with you.
I never even
The one
heard of that one before.
in town suites. I think it's probably a Texas thing. I don't know. But at least from when I stayed there, that's how it was. And like I said, there's different types of and there's different types of extended stay. It all depends on the location and state. And like you said, there's one that are better than one I was living in for a year. Yeah. But yeah, I would just give him an option that was cheap so he didn't have to spend too much money and everything. You get 300
Also,
OD.
you can also look for an Airbnb.
Depends on the Airbnb as well, because those can get pricey, plus the cleaning fees and everything that they would want to do.
You look at the website. You don't have to get a whole place. You can get a place that is like a finished basement of a place, a giant bedroom. Like there's all different
And it
options there.
depends on how long you're planning to stay. Yeah, obviously, an extended stay hotel would be a better option than hopping from Airbnbs if you decide if your buddy decides, hey, I don't really want to look for a place.
Yeah, and it also depends on the Airbnb host and everything.
There's
Because the
also Airbnb
host,
hosts. Also, if you're staying for like a couple weeks or whatever, they have like discounts stuff like that. All you have to do is just use the app and look. It's not that difficult.
I know, I was thinking that when I was looking for a place when I was that, but then again, you gotta also remember that the Airbnb host could be like, this person paying me this, but I could actually get a lot more if I pick this person out and everything, which is probably against Airbnb policy, but I've seen so much horrible shit with Airbnb.
But what we're saying is there's no shortage of options nowadays that, yeah, there's never been a better time in history to have, to if you're in a bind and you need a place to find one.
Yeah.
Does your friend live around you, Puka?
Yeah. He lives like 30 minutes away.
All right, I'm sending undm me. Let's see. I just threw in random dates. Longest day,
That's pretty far away.
No, there's multiple ones. Scroll down.
River Taco, all these are like an hour away.
Beggars can't be choosers.
And it's gonna be an hour 30 minutes away for him.
Okay, well, if he's living there, then it's 0 minutes away once he drives over there.
Okay.
Think about it.
You can't have your kid. You can't. What that saying about cake and everything?
Beggars can't be choosers.
Beggar can't be choosers. I
mean, if he's staying there and living there, then it's 0 minutes away. It's only the initial drive.
Like you said, he's a freelancer, so he works basically from home, is what I'm assuming. So he doesn't have to leave or anything.
Yeah, once he gets there, the hotel's 0 minutes away.
He's gonna be further from you and everything, but would you rather him be further and have a place, or would you rather have him be closer and not? It's my question.
What do you mean? I'm just trying to help him find a place.
I know. I'm just. You said it's an hour. It's an hour away. And
No, I just don't know if he would be willing to travel that far. I don't know yet.
You gotta make sacrifices.
Yeah, after the initial drive, he can work there and everything, so it's 0 minutes away until he finds something else.
Like I said, you gotta make sacrifices.
An hour away is really not that big a deal. An hour away from what? He doesn't have a home.
It's like an hour and like 30 minutes away. But
From what?
From you?
From not having a home?
No, from
Have home will travel right now. He's in his car.
Or whatever. Okay, question. What is he an hour and 30 minutes away from?
Where the locations are.
Locations for what?
The hotels.
Then what's the what's the problem? He doesn't have a fixed residence anymore. He can't drive an
And
hour
worse remote.
to have a shelter, to have a roof over his head.
I just went and like did what he told me to do.
Well,
I mean, he works remotely. He's in his car, so his car can be anywhere. So that hour and a half away from what? It's not an hour and a half away from anything. It just happens to be an hour and a half away from where he's like parked and sleeping at this moment. But it's not actually an hour and a half away from an important fixed point because he works remotely.
Look,
and if you look at the pictures, it's got a full desk. It's got a separate bedroom and shower and little kitchen.
I'm messaging him right now.
But say you're driving 60 miles per hour. You can't drive 90 fucking miles to have a roof over your head. I mean, I would.
I would as well. Like, I mean, of course, I don't drive, but I would.
It's not like it's a round trip. I mean, once you get there, you're done.
I get that because, like, I was bouncing around from home to home in Florida for a while before I moved to Michigan with my grandparents. I called my grandpa and I was like, "Hey, can I stay with you?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "All right, cool." I got in my car and I drove 23 hours straight to Michigan, over 1,200 miles.
Yeah.
And then when I got to my dad's work, I was like, "Here's the keys."
It has a hot plate to it, but it also has a bit really nice sized fridge and microwave, and it'll come with like silverware and glasses and plates and all that, and a sink and everything.
All I'm saying is that I drove halfway across the country to have a roof over my head.
It also has a king size bed. And they'll come in and clean it.
Yeah, that's another valid point. You don't have to do any upkeep. No maintenance, no cleaning, nothing like that.
Probably keep on the room, because if they see the room at dirty, they might.
It's a fucking hotel. When it gets dirty, as long as you're not leaving just trash everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, like if you need the bed sheets changed, if you need the trash bags taken out, then you just fucking call, the service desk and get somebody to come up there and tidy up. It's part of the service that's provided.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they have like a 3/4 wall to separate the bedroom part from the living room part, and it has like a full desk. And like I said, the Wi-Fi is usually much better in these because they expect like people are staying in them, like they may be like a visitor where they have to be like there for like a month or two or something like that. And if you plug in your modem, if you just like with the Ethernet port and stuff like that, your Wi-Fi will be better. You don't have to sign into the hotel Wi-Fi. You won't be straddled or anything.
If they have that option, not every extended stay had that option.
Okay, the one that you stayed at was terrible. I sent a link to Extended Stay America, which is like a big chain and stuff like that. So they know that like people will like have to plug in and stuff like that, that they may have to work there and stuff like that. And with VPNs and everything, like it's a different kind of thing.
But yeah, what I was going to say earlier with that, as somebody who's been on and off of one for 4 years and everything, I had to accept where I could get a place to sleep and everything. And I didn't have anybody to help me out with trying to find a place where I could afford and all that. So that's really all I got to say for that, at least.
Yeah, dude. When I moved across the country from Michigan, to Michigan from Florida, I was just like, as soon as I called my grandpa and I knew I had a roof over my head, that I was welcome at, I was like, okay, I'm gonna drive. I don't care how long, just so that I know the next time I go to sleep is under someone's roof that I trust.
And chances are you can actually probably get a like this is like from Extended Stay America's website. If you use a third party, you probably would get an even better rate. Because usually you get better rates when you use a third party site than you go straight to the actual hotel site.
Yeah. Like, I use choice privileges, and I get so much better rates and everything with choice privileges. Like, for, like, Quality Inn.
Yeah, when my ex and I, we were moving to Colorado, we stayed at one for a week for our house hunting trip, and then for the actual move, we had to stay there actually a little longer because our stuff got delayed and everything. They gave us a 2-bedroom, which is actually good because we had our 2 cats with us that were freaking the fuck out.
What's up?
But it gave us a second bedroom to set up.
Hello.
But yeah, I actually like,
How
because I was
y'all
like kind
doing?
of bored, like
Hello.
waiting.
I'm good. How you doing?
I did that whole like modem thing and everything, so that way I could play
I was
Destiny on the PS4
I
during the
was
day.
telling them a little bit of your situation, and
Yeah, that shit's crazy. Dude fucking attacked. That dude attacked me and I got kicked out because he attacked me. It's like absolutely wild. Yeah, that shit's nuts. That's whatever. I'll just drive around for a bit. Nothing else to do. Might as well stay up. It's too cold for me to even fucking sleep, to be honest.
Well, we're looking at places you could go to.
they mentioned about extended stay hotels, so that's why I messaged you about it.
No, I do appreciate it. I mean, I could probably find a hotel to stay at, but in a situation like this, I'd rather be more frugal and just stay up. Maybe I'll sleep every other night for a little bit. The big concern is finding a place to like rent or somewhere I could pay to stay at long term or semi long term so that I can get back to work. Because, I was making good money with the art commissions, but can't really do that at the moment. I don't have a place
Yeah,
to
we
stay.
solved that problem too.
You solved it?
For the future.
They wanted you to go to extended stay.
Yeah, it's because of the fact that you can actually pay weekly. It's a lot cheaper, and you have your Wi-Fi, you have a kitchen, you have a bedroom, you have a living room, and there's no worry about being kicked out unless you do something really, really fucking dumb there. It's hard to get kicked out of hotels.
Yeah.
And since
I
it's
found
an
it in
extended stay, it's gonna have better
vicinity
Wi-Fi than like a motel stay.
Oh no, the Wi-Fi is so one, the internet's better at extended stay because it's not like a typical hotel, like people are staying and living there. For like, even like for a month or two or something like that, like business trips and everything. Number two, if you take your modem, right? and you hardwire in Ethernet from the wall, and these hotels will have that, right? You'll get you'll get much stronger internet, and you can use your own Wi-Fi, and because you hardwired it in, you're not going to get throttled. I've done it, by the way. So, in an extended day, I was playing on my PS4. I was playing Destiny 2. So,
I mean, even in the hotel that me and Fuka were staying at, we both were streaming at the same time over, and like that shit was like perfect the whole time. That was
so
just a fucking hotel.
an extended stay isn't like a regular hotel. It has a separate bedroom. You have a living room. You have a kitchenette. And it'll have like a full desk and everything. Because, like I said, it's for people that are going to be staying for a while. So it has more amenities.
Yeah.
Okay. I might look into that. I'll probably
They'll
look
even
into
have
that.
like dishes. You can, cook. It'll have a microwave. They have all that. And it'll be like separate. It's actually very nice.
Like tomorrow, I'm making some calls around, but like if that's if like anything, like if you need a place to like to stay and work for like a week or so, you could probably
I
do something
found
like that.
one, and it includes the taxes and fees. I found one extended stay in your vicinity or so for $54 a night.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
it'll be probably like an hour away from you though, hour
that's
and a half.
fine.
But
I
it's
mean,
like you
I
got
don't
you
have
got a
anywhere
bunch
else
of
to go,
stuff.
so an hour is kind of meaningless now, in terms of like distance, because really everywhere is equally where I live now.
It's literally what I told Fuka.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, that's what you were saying
But yeah,
earlier.
I found on Expedia app, I found one. I'm not gonna like dox you
Yeah,
whatever. I just
don't
happen to
dox the
know where
area, please.
Fuka,
Yeah.
where around where Fuka lives or whatever. So, but yeah, I found one $54. And
Okay.
I put in the date March 26th to April 23rd, right? And the total, and that includes taxes and fees for that is 1,683. But that's like, you're not paying obviously for internet, electricity, anything like that. Also, a lot of times they also have free breakfast.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
When I had to stay at one, the other people were like so amused because in the morning they had the thing like you can make your own waffle, and with like all the different ingredients for like other stuff and everything. Every morning I got creative and made like these like a magical waffle. So like every morning they're like, "What are you gonna make like of the super waffle today?"
That's awesome.
Yeah, but obviously, and like they'll come in and like clean and stuff like that and everything. But it has like a separate like bedroom too, so it's really and it'll have like the full desk and everything because it's not like a typical hotel where you're going to stay a few nights. And like I said, if you take your modem and just plug it into Ethernet,
Do you have a
your
modem?
Wi-Fi won't get straddled because you're not using the hotel Wi-Fi. You're using your Wi-Fi.
I don't have a modem, but then again, I don't really play like a lot of the most annoying part would be like if I had to upload a video that I edited for someone, but honestly, I've stopped even like video editing because I'm making so much more
You
money
can
doing art.
an inexpensive one off of Amazon.
Yeah, I might do that. I don't know. I don't. The only other
But
reason I could
that's
see that I
only
would
if
need it.
like you had issues with hotel internet, like I said, because if you're people like they may straddle their Wi-Fi and stuff like that. But if you hardline in through the Ethernet, you're not using the hotel Wi-Fi. You're using the hotel Ethernet, which they don't straddle, and you're using your own Wi-Fi because you would sign in through your router's Wi-Fi that you set, so you have your own private.
I have to think about it because the thing is, I would have to set up like the internet plan and all of that, and it's kind of
No,
dependent
not
on
you don't
like.
have to set up an internet plan. You're using the hotel's internet.
Oh.
I mean, that's the whole
You're
point of
going
an
from the
interstate hotel.
wall, from their Ethernet port with an Ethernet cable to your router with Wi-Fi.
Mm.
Yeah.
You're using theirs. It's just that you're broadcasting your own Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't straddle it.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need a modem technically. You just need a router to plug it
Yeah, you just need a router.
Okay.
in. Just the way you're
Yeah.
wording it.
Sorry. Yeah, they don't straddle when you're hardwired in. They
Yeah,
straddle
because
Wi-Fi.
all the throttling settings are done on the router end. So as long as you're not using their router, they can't throttle.
Exactly. So you would literally have your own private Wi-Fi. And it'll be stronger. When the last time I did it, because my ex-I moved and we were waiting for our truck of stuff because we moved across country and stuff like that. I did that with my PS4 because I was bored waiting, right, for shit. And I was playing Destiny in the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that on a regular, on their regular Wi-Fi as well, but it's better to just have your own router.
Oh, you cannot play
I
a,
did it.
a live service game on servers on hotel.
I did it. I did it surprisingly.
Depends how bad they throttle you, or like they might only throttle certain activities, like downloading and stuff. But like games,
Destiny is
they might not
Destiny is,
throttle.
Down, man.
is pretty heavy.
Down.
Like,
But
I will say that when I was living in an extended stay, I was using their Wi-Fi with no modem, like no router, I mean, and I was able to stream fine. I was able to play games fine. I mean, downloading game took forever, yes, but I was able to play online just fine. I was able
up, Max?
to stream just
well,
fine.
I wasn't referring to because it doesn't play games, but like the artwork and stuff like that he's doing could be pretty heavy. So he may want to just get like a cheap router.
Well, not really
Just
pretty heavy. It's just like so the files would probably be like closer to like I'm just gonna say there would be 100 megabytes per image, if that,
That is nothing.
I was just saying if it's an issue, not it is an issue and you should 100% do it. I said if.
Yeah, I'm gonna make some calls tomorrow and try to figure some stuff out, and then
Cool. Thank you.
And then whenever if I can't figure something out, or like I'm gonna ask my parents, see if there's like I already talked to you about it, if there's any people around renting, if they know anybody, and we'll go from there.
Man,
I appreciate it. Thank you, because
fucking around,
I
man.
did not know I was going to. If I had known I was going to get attacked staying there, I probably would have left sooner.
Do you have
I
a good
wasn't.
credit score?
Yeah, it's okay. It's pretty mid. It's like 750 versus 730, something like that.
Do you and you don't have any record, right?
No.
Okay. I gotta ask that, because like if you're trying to find a place, it'd probably be
Yeah, no, I got like speeding tickets. But like everybody has speeding tickets, so. And they're not like crazy speeding tickets either. Like I was going 2 miles over the speed limit. It's like bullshit speeding tickets.
Yeah. I think almost everyone has speeding tickets, like you said.
Yep. Yeah, if you couldn't rent for that, everybody would be
You do
homeless.
not have a record because you have a speeding ticket. I assure you.
Yeah, no, I know.
Then most Americans would have fucking.
Yeah, like everyone would have a criminal record at that point.
Yep. Main stage beats in my area, it's only $62 a night.
Editor, I DM'd you what I found.
Let me see.
I don't know the
Oh, yep, I see
location
it.
I don't know the location you guys are in, so I cannot help out.
Everyone just happens to know where I live at now, and it's pretty it's freaking me out.
I still don't know where you are.
Well,
All I
Robo
know
knows
is there's-
because we were gonna do a meetup.
Yeah, but
And then
Ping pong
Blaqksheep
factory.
knows because he met up with me.
Oh, the area.
And then I think Ones knows my address.
Well, he was gonna come too.
Yeah, he was gonna come. Yeah, he knows.
By the way, just for the record, I didn't flake out.
I know your cat was dying.
Yeah, unexpectedly, and we had to put him down that weekend. That was supposed to come out, so didn't flake out. He was like in hospital the whole week.
Yeah.
I think I remember hearing about that. That sucks. I know a friend of mine had to put their dog down a few months ago, and I only knew that dog for like a week, and it was still really hard for me. Like fucking
Yeah, it was like 0 to 100. He was totally fine, and then he just went into renal failure.
Oh, that's even worse when you don't even know it's coming. Like you don't even have time to like prepare. That sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because 5 months before, I put down my other cat, but like we knew that was coming, and it's like you're still very, very sad and you mourn, but like you've like come to terms with it. Where him, like I was just fucking numb.
Yeah. For me and everything, my dog goes to sleep under desk. I'm rubbing her back with my foot right now. She did not give a fuck.
No, Fuko is very understanding.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
once he's gone and everything, I'm gonna miss being able to do that.
We do need to do another meetup.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to bring 99 apples this time?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No bananas.
No
do
bananas.
Do bananas.
Bring.
He brought 99
like
bananas
bananas.
last time.
Well, editor, I think that is a very viable solution, and you'll have space to be able to do your work too, versus like just a regular
Yeah, I'm
hotel
gonna-
room, which would be more
I'm
expensive
gonna
per
check
night.
it out tomorrow.
If I had a laptop, I would just let you borrow it, but sadly I don't.
No, it's all right.
What's also
like
nice
if I have a
that you
place to
can
set my
get food.
computer
You
up, I
don't have to
should-
like order food. You can actually like get groceries and stuff like that.
Listen, just take your whole setup.
Mm-hmm.
Just take your whole setup into the Sheets gas station and just set up your computer.
Right in the
Let's go.
bathroom.
Like their dining area there has like plugs, so like he could just go set up his whole entire workstation in the Sheets gas station. Let's go.
Oh,
I don't
do
think
you
they're gonna-
have your
I don't
do you
think
have
they'll
your
do that.
computer, or is it still at your old place?
Yeah, the problem is it's no, I managed to get all my stuff. You know, I went back in there and grabbed all my stuff. Yeah, the whole situation is super fucked because he got, you know, he owed me like $50, and I said, you know, like pay me back at some point. He wasn't paying me back, and I was talking to somebody else about it. I was like, you know, it's pretty reasonable to want $50 because you know it's a decent amount of money. And he heard that, and the guy, he's like, I guess got like mental issues or something. But he heard that and he like freaked out and he started getting in my face and like all this and he like he was just going. I wasn't saying anything to him at this point. He was just going off, right? So he pushes me. I don't do anything. He pushes me again, and then at that point, by the second push, I had my pepper spray in my hand, so I spray him, and I get
Bam.
like probably half his face. He's freaking the fuck out, like saying he's gonna kill me and all this other crazy shit. And I'm like, all right, I gotta like get out of here. I gotta get my stuff. So I start grabbing some of my shit. I turn my computer off. I grab some of my shit. I go to my truck. I grabbed some more stuff. I had my Glock with me, and I didn't. This guy was going crazy, so I just put it in my pocket. I don't have it in I just put it in my fucking pocket because this guy's going nuts, and I don't want to get killed by this like actual crazy whatever he's on. And I go in there. Stinkfist sees the gun. He's freaking the fuck out. Everyone starts freaking the fuck out. Everyone's going crazy, and I'm just like, look,
You're breaking up.
they're like, all right, stop.
Oh, you're breaking up a little tiny bit.
Yeah, you're breaking up, bro.
Okay. Basically, like I went in there and I was like, look, just let me grab my stuff. I'll just take my stuff and leave. Getting attacked is not fucking worth it. And so they were like, fine, just grab your shit and leave. They let me grab my stuff. They restrained. The guy is still trying to fight me. He's still like going crazy trying to fight me and like threatening and breaking shit. And they're like restraining him so I can grab my stuff. And so they hold him down. I go grab my stuff. Takes about 10 minutes, and then I get the fuck out of there. And that's basically what happened. Yeah, it was pretty awful.
Was he peacocking?
Was he peacocking?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess so. Yeah, he was like pushing me and shit, like getting all in my face and pushing me and stuff.
Yeah,
and yeah, that's why I was like, the first time he pushed me, I didn't move, and I think that made him angrier. So then he pushed me a second time, and he was like a lot more like angry and serious about it. And he was getting ready to like swing on me. So then that's when I was like, okay, I'm just gonna spray him. Hopefully he'll fuck off and calm down. All that did was make him like 100 times angrier and like freak out even more. He was like stomping around the house, like fucking slamming and breaking shit, and they had to like fucking hold him down. So I'm like, all right, this guy is nuts. I don't even trust these because they let him like walk up into the room and like go crazy, right? So it's like I'm not. This guy could like he could either hurt me or he could like destroy my computer or do something. So it's like I'm gonna have more than pepper spray on me when I come back in because the pepper spray like barely even phased him. He was still freaking out and going crazy. So it's like it was like that was all I had. So it's like I'm not gonna just go in there unarmed with like a crazy dude freaking out. And I didn't brandish it. I just put it in my fucking pocket, and that was enough to like make Stinkfist like cry and scream and freak out, and like start locking all the doors and all this other crazy shit. Apparently, Stinkfist like ran out of the fucking house or something, and they had to go catch him. He had like a mental breakdown. This whole thing is just fucking nuts.
I didn't know about that.
All over $50.
All over $50 fucking dollars. Like, I was not. I wanted like I did not instigate any of it. I just was like, look, I'm gonna want I want the $50. That's pretty reasonable. I had given him like
because
so many.
He destroyed like one of your cords, right?
Do what?
You said like he destroyed like one of your like expensive cords.
No. Well, yes. That's the reason I said he owed me $50 is because I had like this power inverter that was like $80 or $90, and he had, getting into my truck. I was giving him a ride somewhere, and the guy had like I don't even know how he did it, but somehow getting into the truck, he absolutely shredded the cord, like just utterly destroyed this power inverter. Like it's fucked. There's no way to repair it. And I was like, all right, look, you give me $50, we're even. I can offer you some work, because I had like some like yard work that I would need help with, and I was like, look, you can do that. He didn't want to do that. He agreed to it, but then like he started like hemming and hawing about it. I gave him a chainsaw to use, and he like fucked him, like he fucked up using the chainsaw and got scared and didn't want to use the chainsaw anymore. And I was like, okay, I can give you gloves, you can help do stuff with that. He didn't want to do that either. I was like, look, I'm gonna need this $50 at some point. I mean, this is pretty reasonable. It was like an $80 fucking piece of equipment. I'm like, just give me like 50 and we'll call it good. And again, I wasn't even saying this to him. I was saying this to Stinkfist. He overheard it, ran across the house, got in my face, started yelling at me and pushing me. I didn't even respond to it when he started yelling. I was just gonna let him yell and then walk off. But he started yelling, pushing me. And again, second time he pushed me, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna spray him and hopefully he'll fuck off. And all that did was just make him go even crazier.
Obviously.
Yeah, the guy was a fucking nut. Like, the guy was like absolutely insane. Like, I have never, I don't fucking know. I was not expecting it. Like, I thought that he would be like, he might have anger problems, but he would be like a little more reasonable than that. But that was just like psychotic. There's like something mentally going on with him if he's getting that crazy.
Question. I actually have a serious question here. Were you on the leads?
No.
Alrighty. Good,
No.
because
There was no lease. It was just kind of a tacit agreement that I would like help pay the bills and all that other stuff. I was, so I would pay electrical. I'd give him like an extra 150 and stuff like that. I'd pay for some groceries, stuff like that. I'd give everyone rides.
Alrighty, because I was going to say, if you were on leads and everything, if you were to break that leads, it could make things a lot harder and everything. Because,
Yeah.
for example, me and my partner were looking at other places, and one of the places, like, you are not allowed to have broken leads and everything. If you do, you are automatically disqualified from even being able to get this apartment. So that's why I'm like, that's why it just randomly popped in my head. So that's why I asked the question.
Yeah, I'll get up tomorrow and ask around and stuff. That's the least I can do for you.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. I'm still like replaying this like in my head because the thing is, the guy attacked me.
You could call the cops on them.
I mean, I could have, but like, it's not even. I don't want to be involved with the cops. I just want to like not get attacked in the place I'm living.
The thing is, if you have a broken lead
Max,
and you have a police report that says, "Hey, I was attacked. That's the reason I broke the lease. I was concerned for my safety." Then you have legitimate grievance and reason to break the lease.
Oh yeah, true. It's just some apartment
But
complexes
they didn't have a
don't
lease, so.
Yeah.
Well, they always make exceptions like military or like you had to move for like a job. Like I had to break my lease when I moved from across country and stuff like that. And it was not an issue like with any because but it was because like I had a legitimate reason was that I had to move for a job.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, for some apartments, they don't care what type of broken lease it is. If you have one, they will not accept you whatsoever.
Yeah.
They have a couple exceptions. I've never heard where like I've seen that, but they always like have like the exception of just like if it's like military or you had to move for a job like cross country, which is easy to prove because it's like, well, I live there and now I live here. And it's a new job. So
yeah, plates I was looking at, they said no broken leases, no exceptions, and it's like bullshit.
There's always an exception when it comes to personal safety if you're attacked by somebody that's mentally unstable. And
actually, to that point, that was the other thing that I also said was that I was not planning on saying I was planning on breaking the lease anyway, and I had a police report because the apartment across from me, the neighbor had I pressed charges for felony theft.
Max, can you stop fucking doing that? I see what you're doing.
So I didn't feel
Fucking pausing and
safe
shit.
any longer but I also had, if that was the case, if I needed to, like, if there was any other reason, because I had a open court case.
Yeah.
What next? Fill the fuck out.
And I mean, this still isn't as somehow this is like, it's kind of on the level of my last place I like actually leased, like actually rented, where like the guy I couldn't pay his rent, or because he was arrested for raping someone, the landlord. He was like, apparently he became like, he got convicted of rape or something, but he got arrested for that, and I had to like spend an extra month trying to figure out how I could like legally pay the person so that I wouldn't get in trouble. I ended up having to go through like a realtor to help with it, but yeah, it was a whole fiasco. That was a
Sounds
crazy
like it.
time too. Yeah, that was back in Virginia. Fuck Virginia, by the way. Terrible place. From my experience. I don't know. I feel like
I actually had a situation years ago, similar, where I was
Nathan
living in this house.
Gamer, welcome.
It was
Oh, I got
it was
tons
a,
of shitty roommate stories.
I'm gonna
oh, well,
feed the
this was a
cat.
3-bedroom.
Oh,
The
nice.
master was a couple.
You
I
gotta
had
be
the
careful
smallest room,
who you
and
live with. It's so hard to find good roommates, you know.
well,
it is.
the other bedroom was this woman, and she was kind of crazy in a really weird way. And we're living fine.
Wait,
And then I
cats
got like
bother you?
really, really sick. Like I almost
Yeah,
died.
welcome.
And I got out of the
Hope you're
hospital.
having a good night
I
so
was still
far.
like really weak and stuff. And I was sleeping, right? And on painkillers and everything. And she called my phone, and I answered the phone. I just went, "What?" Like I was really, really drowsy. And she was like, "I forgot my house key. Can you unlock the door?" And I was like, "Okay." Right. I unlocked the door. I go back to bed. A couple hours later, she comes home, swings my door open, starts screaming at me because of how I answered the phone. And I look at her, I'm like, "This is my room. You knock first." Um, my dresser was right next to the door, and I had a fish tank. Godfather's gonna be so triggered by this. She pushed the fish tank off of it, right? And there were electronics like right there. So I mean, like there was like smoke coming out, this and that, destroyed.
God.
Unfortunately, I got the fish, but he was in such shock, and he was my favorite. He ended up dying.
I would have broke her face. Like if
damn.
I was you, is what I mean, not as a guy,
Well,
because that's fucked.
I was I was
Not
too
only
You
weak.
that,
go to
but
my
Welcome,
space,
Nathan
also
break my
Gamer. How
shit.
you doing?
I'm gonna break your face.
also those fish
I
in
had
there.
only been out of the hospital like 5 days, 5, 6 days. Like am not exaggerating.
I'll be
I
right back.
almost died.
Right.
So I was like really, really weak.
How big was the fish tank, if I may ask?
Oh my god, you got him
Like it
started.
matters.
It was a
No, I would.
5 gallon.
She did it on
That's why
purpose.
it was so
It
easy.
had a heater in it. It was for a beta fish I got from Thailand.
Yeah, I mean that's understandable and why it was so easy to knock over and
Hmm.
everything.
Yeah, normally a bigger
Also,
one would be pretty hard.
a 10 to 20 gallon would be really hard to knock over unless you put all your force into it. Also,
Well,
never put a beta in a 5 gallon. You need at least a 20 gallon because it needs a lot of room to be able to explore.
I should check my phone and see if
That's all I gotta say. And also, why did you have electronic near the tank? Just out of curiosity.
no, it was on top of my dresser, and then next to my dresser, I had like my printer, my TV, and stuff like that. And so it was a tall dresser.
Alrighty.
So
Yeah.
anyway, I didn't think somebody was gonna push my fucking fish tank off. Anywho, so
You look crazy. You
I
need
did
to.
not know this. This was. I've been living there for a year. This was like not in the realm of what I thought possible. Anyway, so the couple, um, I told them, and actually our landlord lived right next door and stuff like that. And I'm like, she has to go. She's fucking crazy, right? So the couple's like, well, now their jobs are blah 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 blah. You both can like move out. And they're like, give you a month. And I just look at her, I'm like, uh, okay, I'm moving in a week, right? And she goes, well, what about next month's rent? And I look at her, I'm like, what about it? And she goes, well, are you really gonna like screw us like that? I'm like, you're kicking me out. I could care fucking
Yeah,
less.
yeah. Why would you pay rent? Why would you pay a month's rent when you're not
Well,
staying there?
she was like giving like, okay, move out in a month, and like a
She
little over
wanted
a
time
week
to
would have
find
been
a
like
replacement.
the turnover for a month, and I was just like, I'll be out by the end of this month, which was a week. And yeah, she said, she goes, well, what about next month's rent? I literally looked at her. I'm like, what about it?
Yeah. That's insane.
Sounds like a complete fucking tool to me.
Well, I did leave them with one bill, so there was the electric, and normally like we would like, split or whatever, but their two bedrooms had air conditioners and they kept their doors closed. Mine didn't have
All right,
one.
I'll be
And I
paid
went
in
to them, I'm
5
like,
days
I'm
now.
not paying for your air conditioning. And they're like, well, we'll knock $5. I'm like, are you out of your fucking minds? No. So at least they're like, what about the bill? I'm like, well, what's her face destroyed all of this stuff, so she owes me money for this. So you can go to her for that.
No shit.
I couldn't believe when she said, "What about next month's rent?" I was just like fucking flabbergasted.
I
I'm
guess you
like,
were.
you just
That's
like
completely
kicked
fucking
me out.
insane.
I'm like, I'm a week out of the hospital where I almost died. Oh, and when I was sick, right? I needed I needed to go to the hospital, right? Um, I had a fever, a massive infection in my throat. Um, Everything was like closing up. I could only like my head was tilted because of like my ear and everything. Like, I mean, I'm crashing. I'm going down fast. And her fiance was home, and I knocked on his door, and I hold up a pad of paper saying, "I'm very, very sick. It's an emergency. I need to go to the emergency room." And he said to me, he goes, I can't take you. I'm really tired. I had 100.3 fever. It took me 3 hours to get to the hospital emergency room,
Jesus.
and my temperature hit 103
Jesus.
within a few hours. But he was too tired to take me to the hospital.
Some people are not suited to live with other people, and what I mean by that is they're they're such an asshole that it's not possible for them to maintain any sort of living arrangement with any other human. Those are the
And
people
I
you do
fully, I
not want to
fully
live
agree
with.
with that.
yeah, and the reason I was holding up a sign was because I literally couldn't talk. My whole throat had swelled shut and had massive fucking infection. I couldn't even hear, I could barely hear. It sounded like being underwater, and anything louder than a whisper was like stabbing pain in my ear.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That guy's just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just got back. What did you? What happened?
But, a week after he got out of the
You
hospital.
just
They were
It's like you
talking
could move
about
out, and his fiance lived there. She said you could, you have a month to move out, and I said okay, I'll be out by the end of the week, and she goes, well, what about next month's rent? I just fucking I literally just looked at her. And I just said, what about it?
Oh shit.
And she's like, you're really gonna screw us like that? And I'm just like, you're kicking me out. Why would I care?
Heaven forbid a landlord goes a month without getting rent.
Oh no,
No
no.
shit.
That was when the roommates. The landlord actually lived in a house next door.
Oh,
Yeah,
makes more
but
sense.
but her and her fiance were like the first ones there. So the landlord left it up to them as far as which roommate to kick out. And the two of them decided both of us. Even though
Why was the landlord trying to kick out a roommate?
no, the landlord lived next door. She just didn't want to deal with it. So the couple who were the original tenants, the
The
landlord just
landlord probably knew them more.
I get not wanting to deal with it, but it sounded like she wanted fewer tenants living next door, regardless, and just left it up to the leasee to make that decision on who wasn't going to be subletted anymore.
yeah, and we all paid. uh so it was a married couple. They were from Italy, and I really really don't want to offend, but oh my fucking god, they had a severe autistic son. He drove me fucking insane. He almost fucking killed me. He almost
you want
fucking
to know
killed
what
me.
drives editor insane?
A lot of
Idaho.
things. Oh god. No, it's not. It's not Idaho. It's not Idaho. It's Iowa.
Oh, it's
I can.
Iowa. Yeah, it's not Idaho. It's
I will
Iowa.
never. If I have to go. If I have to go to a state behind Iowa, I will drive around all of Iowa. I will just drive
Well,
around the whole thing. I'm never going back to Iowa.
well, they used their backyard and our backyard, and in our backyard was a swing set, and it fucking squeaked, and he would be on that fucking swing set for fucking hours upon hours, and you hear just the fucking squeak drive you insane. And he wasn't verbal or whatever, but I don't know. One day he came up and we just had a big snow and the temperatures went below freezing. So the steps from the front door were icy. And he came up and he was pushing me off of the fucking thing on ice. And he almost fucking killed me. Couldn't stand that kid.
The hell? He pushed you on purpose?
I don't know. He was severely autistic. He was 12 years old. So I have no fucking idea what was going through his head.
I live
All
with
I
my
know is
cousin.
that I just wanted to take that fucking swing set and just fucking fling it
You know what's more annoying than a squeaking swing set? I live with my cousin, and he had a autistic son. And what his son liked to do, the only thing he liked to do ever, he didn't even play with toys. All he would like to he watched one movie all day every day, and it was The Lion King. To this day,
okay,
I cannot watch Lion King anymore
okay,
because
but
he would watch it all day, every fucking day,
You know,
there were
singing along
I'm
to
gonna
also
all the
say something, and I
hold
know
on.
you guys are gonna hate
I
me.
hold on, but
I think kids are like that today with Skibbity Toilet.
there were also times where he would be on it and he would just also, besides the squeak, he would go and this would go on for hours. I can't tell you how many
It's
times I
the
just wanted to go out there and just
circle of
beat him with that fucking
life
swing set.
that
And I was
makes
in
you
college.
whole.
Oh, also, by the way, editor, they Stinkfist has not said anything about it still. So I think his parents are out there still trying to try to wrangle him or something.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Dude, you know what makes me mad is I did so much stuff for him. I tried so fucking hard to help the guy, and then they let this one dude in there that's actually crazy, and has like what a fucking history of like battering his girlfriend, hitting his mom, like all like, and they're like, oh, they're a perfectly safe person. Let's let him in the house. And dude attacks me, and they all get mad at me. I guess for pepper spraying him. I don't fucking know. Like I don't know. I guess they expected me to just stand there and get killed. But it's just crazy to me. Whole thing is
You're not
just
gonna
insane.
please you're not gonna please everybody. Yes,
Yeah,
I mean, fuck them.
yeah. I mean, I
I
don't know. I
forgot that
guess
you pepper sprayed them.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I didn't pepper spray. I pepper sprayed the guy like because he pushed me, and then he pushed me again, and then I pepper sprayed him because he was like he was trying to get all physical and shit. He looked like he was gonna swing on me. I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm just fucking. I'm not gonna sit here and fucking deal with a police report and all that. I'm just gonna pepper spray you, and you'll walk away, and then we'll all calm down. And instead of calming down, he just got crazier.
Oh, you want to
Yeah.
hear something? He moved out after 3 months. We agreed like it wasn't working out. He was so gross. So I get like dudes jerk off, right? He jerks off a lot, but he
Really?
would clean him off with tissue, but then he would take the tissue and just like toss it in the bathroom waste paper bin, right? But
Why would he jerk off in the
he
washroom?
did, but he didn't like make sure it landed. And
Oh
I was
no.
like wearing gloves, and I was just like, "This is so fucking disgusting." I'm picking up his like dry
Ew.
toilet paper cum wads. I'm
Ew.
like, I want him to move out so fucking bad.
Ew. The shit was probably crunchy. It was probably like the consistency of a brick
I wore
or something.
gloves,
Ew.
and I
Oh,
picked it up by like the very tippy of like the paper.
I bet
It
you
was so
if it
gross.
was a sock, it would just stand up on its own.
Oh yeah,
I
definitely.
was just like, why can't you just get like a garbage pail for like in your bedroom and throw it out in there? Even in the garbage, I do
Also,
not
Godfather,
need to
don't
fucking
you
see
dare
it.
make the joke. I don't jack off to the body pillow, okay?
And not
We
for
all know
nothing,
you
he
do.
jerked
We
off.
all know you do.
He jerked off a lot. I know because
He
I
should
saw the
just come
fucking
on a
collection
JKB
in the
shirt like everyone
garbage.
else.
Oh god.
At least he didn't do it like in a jar or something and saved it up for like so many years.
Yeah, but he did.
With a
I don't
My
want to
Little
see the fucking
Pony in
collection
the jar
in the
behind the furnace.
And he
fucking.
puts it near the heater,
oh, that
then
that
it just
was
like heats
like
up
the jar.
and it cooks.
Yeah, but I don't want to see the
Yeah, that
collection of
gross
it. Like
story.
even the ones that fell out, but also the ones inside. Like I literally could see like how much he jerked off
Were you
because he put
dating
him in
him?
the bath. Because he
Why
put
didn't
it
he
in the
just like
bathroom
flush it down the
garbage.
toilet or something?
I don't know. He always put in the. So like I literally knew how much, and the dude fucking jerked off a lot.
Why are you whispering?
There's so
Is my
much
question.
cum. It's all over the wall.
Well, anyway, so
Mm,
there was that.
Did he not have a girlfriend or something?
At the time, no.
Should have found him a girlfriend or something so he could stop doing that shit.
Not long after he moved out, he did have a girlfriend. Like he dated or whatever, but yeah, like, like he wasn't like a mean guy or
Did you
anything.
ask
He was
him? Did
just,
you ask his
he was
girlfriend
just
what they do with all the tissues?
no.
They stuffed a pillow with it.
You probably could do
They
that
just
with
put
that
it
much.
all in a closet.
Like the pillow stand up
It's
on its
like that
own,
one
man.
scene from
Jesus.
SpongeBob with the diapers where they're like unzipping the wall and it's like all the diapers are coming out, except it's like the fucking toilet. It's like the used toilet paper or whatever.
Well, they used to there used to be I can't remember the manufacturer, but there used to be uh, a cabinet in the bathroom that medicine cabinet that had a mirror on it for shaving and whatnot, and there was a slot in it that you would put safety razor blades in, and it would fall down the wall and into the gap between the fucking wall studs.
Oh, I saw a video on that. I saw a video of somebody actually redoing their bathroom, and they found that.
Yeah, and you hear occasion. I used to do construction work, so you'd hear occasions of people redoing their bathrooms and literally finding thousands of safety razor blades.
Well, that's because, like, in old bathrooms, they had a slot that you put them in, and they would
That's
go
what
into the
I know
wall.
I
that.
literally just said that. I just
Oh,
described what.
oh,
Yeah, Enrage just described that.
not for nothing. I mean, it's
River, you need to
pretty.
pay attention more.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I didn't want to sound rude or anything.
Oh,
Thank you,
sorry.
Chica.
Hey,
Thank
I,
you.
I I have to say it because if I don't say it, then I
D-
would
You
be.
have to. You have to forgive me. I was in a
Oh no,
fucking
I was gonna
leadership
say
training
that
from
I,
9
I had
a.m. to
to
5:30.
No, we get
I
it.
had to be seen as the
It
person
was
You
a
that
kept
very
zoned
long
that
out.
is being
day.
turned against.
Yeah,
So I
we
can't be the
get it. You
same.
were zoned out during that, but I just didn't want you have to. I didn't want you to have to rehash everything I just said.
Oh no, sorry. It's just it was a really really long fucking day, and so
We had this one roommate. We kicked him out because he wasn't paying rent. Um, and in his room, like he must have wanted us to find it. He took my cousin's girlfriend's stuffed animal, and he put one of her bras on it, and there was like a hole carved
What
up
the
the bottom. Yeah, and he
what the
just had
fuck?
it. He just had it sitting there in the middle of the room for us to find, kind of like a trophy.
Yeah,
That was
Blaqksheep stream would probably like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
that was one of the
that's like some
weirdest
serial killer shit.
roommates I
What the
had. I
fuck?
think.
What the hell?
Yeah. Got the was
Man,
like, there's a
I don't
shower
know
for
why
a
it's so
reason.
difficult to like find like sane, stable people to live with. I
It
just
is
want to
actually
find
really
someone.
difficult.
Why is it? It's so ridiculous. Like I just
It
want like
took me
someone who's not
20
going to
years
try
to
to like
find
kill me.
good ones.
Yeah, like I said, I'll talk to like I'll ask around and see if either A, you could probably stay with someone, or try to find you someplace.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, ask them to not attack me, please.
Well, my
Kind of had
dad's
enough
been
of being
clean for
attacked for.
about a year or so now, so I don't think he would attack you
You know
unless
Okay,
he
how
cool.
just don't give him any drugs.
Wasn't
No,
planning on it.
Okay.
you know how I found my current roommate was I ended up working with him. Like he worked at the same company that I do, and like I was working with him for years and really got to know him. And I was like 100% convinced that he was a good person, and I was right because I've been living with him for like 17 years now. But like that was the only way, because before then I would just like you know live with just random people and see what would happen. But like I had to actually like get to know someone and like like 100% convince myself that okay, he's not gonna fuck me over.
Hmm.
Because most people will fuck you over and don't and not even blink an eye. They don't give a fuck. Most people don't give a fuck about anything but themselves.
exactly.
the best roommate I ever had, and we lived together for a little over 4 years, and we were friends. Um, and she, uh, she taught at MIT, and her parents also taught there, and they had apartment like the school of housing and stuff like that. So she would stay at
Oh,
their place.
my
Like,
car just died. Oh no way.
Are you kidding?
No way. No way, dude. My car's dead. Okay.
She would stay at their place during the
when
week.
when that happens in my life, I always say, "Is that all you got?"
Oh Jesus!
I
Don't
guess
say
I
that.
live at Sheets now.
Kind of
Oh,
shake my fist at the universe. I'm like, "Is that all you got?"
which one are you
Bro,
And then
at? Oh,
something
hold on.
else happens.
Well, without
I
doxing
am.
yourself, are
I'm
you
at. I'm at the
going?
Sheets in Evansburg,
Okay.
trying to start my truck. Is not starting. Yeah, it ain't starting.
At least you can get some food in there later.
Pick up some
Probably
food.
battery or alternator.
Yeah, who knows? Fucking A. All I did was want some heat because it's snowing. That's
Well,
all I
Please tell me
wanted. I
you
just
have your
wanted heat.
computer inside the truck and not
Yeah,
outside.
yeah, it's in the truck. Yeah, no, don't worry, it's in the truck.
What the fuck would he have it
Alright.
outside the
what?
truck? I'm sorry.
I
I got.
don't
I got. I
know.
gotta
It's a
ask.
good thing to ask.
I
Like,
gotta. I
you know, if
gotta
somebody
ask.
forget.
He was just
What I
driving
would
though.
what I would say is, yeah, yeah.
It's
Take
a
ho-
legit
hold on,
question,
hold
Blaqksheep.
on,
I
hold
know,
on,
but I'm
hold
just asking.
hold
Gecko's
on.
gonna talk.
Take the battery to a place like AutoZone. They'll test it for free. You may have a dead cell and need a new battery. If
I
they
don't.
test
I
it,
don't have the AutoZone. I
what's
I
that?
have like I have literally nothing now. I have a dead truck in a Sheets parking lot. The people that I was, cool with, like I said, that guy attacked me and then they got mad at me cuz I defended myself. So, I am
Well,
shit out of luck. I got
you could call an Uber and have them drive you to a place where you can get the battery tested.
I don't want to leave my computer here, so I got to be careful.
Well, take the computer with you. I mean,
I can't. It's a pretty hefty boy. Pretty hefty computer.
then slide it under the seat and lock the doors.
It's not going to fit under the seat. It's as big as a person.
Well,
I
then
mean,
wait for the
yeah,
sheet to open.
Oh, they're
Well,
open 24 hours.
I hate to say it, but like maybe you should probably sell the computer, and then once you can get your shit figured out,
I wouldn't do that.
buy another
Yeah,
computer.
no. If I sell this computer,
Well, if
I'm
you
never
really
getting
need
another
money,
one
That
like
has
this.
all the data. Well, he doesn't need money.
Well,
Like
that's how
the
he
thing.
makes money, though.
okay.
Yeah,
That's good then.
he has money saved up. He said he had like a year's worth of like stuff saved up.
Okay.
So he doesn't need the money for it. And also, that's how he makes
That's good.
money
I was
too.
like feeling really worried for him.
Let me look at something real quick.
I mean, we're trying to be
Oh, did
helpful.
I start?
There's, yeah, if the advice doesn't fit, then you're sorry, but that's really the only thing I could think of.
Let's see here. Yeah, no, the reason I'm so attached to the computer is because it's how I make my money. That's like how I make my living.
You don't happen to have CAA or any kind of roadside assistance, because they could boost you, and that might get you to the next shop or whatever,
Mm,
or at least they can at least test your battery,
Yeah,
like
I mean
the tow truck
that's what I
driver.
was saying. Yeah,
Yeah, like even the tow truck driver can test it.
you can have the battery tested for free without having to commit to buying something.
Yeah, if you
If
can
the
get to the
battery
shop.
if the battery's fine, then it's an electrical issue with the car. Yeah, they can tell if
Yeah,
it's just not charged
could
or
be
if they're
starter, could be alternator made the battery die, maybe. You never
and
know.
if that's the case, you could take it to a shop and have them put an OBD2 on it and see if there's an alternator issue that way,
Yeah.
or load test it.
mm, yeah, I'm gonna try to troubleshoot this. Got nothing else to do. It's not like I can go anywhere.
If anything,
Well,
it's
I
like
mean,
maybe someone could give
unless you
you a
have a
jump or
battery
something.
tester or a voltmeter, there's really no way that you're going to be able to tell whether or not the battery is, fucking toast or not. And
Yep.
and a voltmeter isn't going to
Nathan
tell if
Gamer,
you have
welcome.
a dead cell. Yeah, because batteries have multiple cells that are basically lead acid or or
Mm.
uh yeah a NiCad gel that you know that's the source of the chemical energy.
Do the interior lights seem dim to you?
That's what's weird. They were flickering, and then they stopped, which made me think it was the alternator, right? Because the battery was fine. I mean, it's been working fine until like just literally just now. I had the heat on, and it just fucking gave out. Uh, I thought it might be the alternator, but now I don't know. Some of the lights work. I don't fucking know
Did
what's
you
going
for
on.
sure have the vehicle on, or were you running it off the battery?
I was running it off the battery for a couple minutes.
You just killed the battery.
Yeah,
Yeah, a heater takes a shit ton of fucking power.
definitely killed it.
I hope
You
so.
you might be fine and
Just
just
need a
drained
boost.
your battery off the heater.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if
You can
anything,
even
you could
find a good
probably like
Samaritan that'll
maybe,
boost you. You know.
yeah, you could probably find
Yeah,
someone that will boost you, when you're
yeah, I
ready to
got
leave.
here they are. Pull out the fucking. Uh,
Yeah, you're a little bit too far away to have someone that I know come
yeah,
boost
no,
you.
I wouldn't. I'm gonna
What I
go into
recommend
because the sheets is open. I'm gonna go in there and ask if like when one of them before they go out if they could just park next to me and let me jump start my truck because I'm hoping it's just the battery. I'm gonna see, but
now
If
one
if,
thing you
if you
can
were just
do.
running off the battery, you just kill the battery.
Yeah, your battery's not going to sustain the heater for long. But one
I'm gonna
thing
go. Be
you
right
can
back.
do is get get a, a battery charger and keep it in the vehicle charged up to jump your vehicle off if something like that ever happens again. Uh, yeah, they're not particularly expensive.
Yeah, they're handy to have.
$100 or so will get you a decent one.
If it's a battery, then you can just go to the store and just pick one up.
Yeah, I mean that's what we were saying. You can get it tested for like
His
nothing.
battery's probably just fine. It's just been drained from using the heat.
Yeah, I got a lot of calls I need to make tomorrow for him. Try to help him out. Uh, yeah. I really do feel for the guy though. It does fucking suck. Everything happened. Then the friend that he was living with blocked him, and yeah.
Sounds like the friend was just a colossal dick.
He was having a mental breakdown then, so there is that.
I got kicked out once for a stupid reason. I was living with my cousin, and he happened to bring in his best friend and his friend's girlfriend, and everything was going fine for a few months. But then her boyfriend asked me for some money, and I'm a fucking dumbass, so I lend him a few $100, and then he suddenly was just avoiding me. Like anytime I'd come home, he would not be there, and I put up with it for a few weeks, and then I started to ask his girlfriend, like what was his name, Nate. I was like, where the fuck's Nate? He owes me money. Like I wasn't like mean to her, but she ran to my cousin saying that I was yelling at her and harassing her.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, so he kicked me out.
Oh,
It was
what
his,
happened?
like his mom owned the house, so it was pretty much his say, and that was his best friend's girl.
Yeah.
So
I hate Walmart how they overcharge my card like for a temporary hold, and I gotta wait for fucking weeks to get the money back
Yeah.
for a week or so.
that's life.
It's
They take their time. Unless you owe
yeah,
money, then you better pay right away.
like the good old time. I do like the new monitor though. I kind of do want to get another one, but I got no room for it. I'll save up and probably get one in like a year or so.
Yeah, you recently got a new monitor.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's a LG Ultra Gear.
Yeah,
It
it's the
was hold
same
on,
brand
sorry.
I got.
Yeah,
LG,
it's a
LG Ultra.
32-inch 1440p. I should
I
watch
might
an
have the
HD
same one
movie on it.
because mine's also 32.
Yeah.
Like,
Is it
are your
curved?
legs red and black?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
same
not
with
curved,
mine.
right?
No, it's not curved.
Yep, that's the same one.
Yeah,
It was
got the
on
same
sale
one.
for 188 USD.
That's decent.
Yeah,
I even
Jay
convinced.
pitched in the rest to get a new one because I was gonna go with a used Acer, and he's like, "How much for a new one?" I'm like, it's like 188, and I can get delivered tomorrow." And
I
then he just
also
pitched in the extra
convinced
like
Alice
60 or
to.
something.
I convinced Alice to buy the same monitor, and
It's
she's been
it's
liking it.
big. Like I got a 27-inch. I thought was big. The 32-inch man, like
Yeah,
it's
it's nice.
huge. I had to have my microphone down a little tiny bit so I can see all the screen at sometimes.
I like how high you can raise the screen too. I've had some screens where you're just kind of stuck with it, like, kind of being short.
I got mine on a monitor stand, so
Did you?
well, mine I cannot raise. It's kind of fixed position. But I have mine on a monitor stand anyways, so I'm gonna get a better one because this one like is kind of a little bit at an angle and stuff. Or I just need to get a desk and not use a fold-out table. That's what I've been using is a fold-out table ever since I moved in. Would be nice to get like one of those L-shaped desks I can put my TV on as well. But that's alas for another day. Whenever I get another job.
Yeah, if I had a bigger room, I'd get the
I
L-shaped desk myself too.
I kind of feel horrible for I'm gonna be honest. Like I feel really bad about the whole tech talk thing and it
Why?
turning into Madhouse, and I feel really
What?
bad because I was the one that kind of like pointed Jaffe's assistant on where to go and who to talk to.
Oh.
So I'm like really to blame for the death of tech talk.
Yeah,
I
now it's just
mean,
like garbage.
it's not really your fault.
I
Seriously.
know, but like Jaffe's assistant's like, how would we get him on to be like a permanent host? I'm like, oh, you probably would go talk to either like Jay or Keemstar, and like then they'll forward up to the chain of command, and and yeah, and then Keem
Yeah,
got rid of
Jaffe's
Rich.
Jaffe's just an excitable, spontaneous individual that didn't fit with the theme of the show.
Jeffy's
Nobody's
a fucking
fault.
douchebag.
No, it's not that he didn't fit with the theme of the show. Jaffe does his own news show on his own channel, and he didn't want to do the same thing like on this channel.
Yeah.
That was what the problem was. I have nothing but respect for the dude. He treated me
Why?
good. It just I wasn't gonna work under like it. I wasn't having fun, and I just felt horrible every day I fucking woke up. All my friends were gone because they were made obsolescent with working on it because how streamlined things were when Jaffe came on. So I got really lonely.
I mean, some things just don't work out. I mean, you have a right to go somewhere else if you're unhappy with your employment.
Yeah. Seriously.
Like,
You don't have to feel bad about leaving, and you don't need to wake up every day and feel bad about having that job.
Yeah, facts.
Look at it for what it is. It's one of those things that didn't work out, and you know, sometimes that's nobody's fault.
they're
Mm-mm.
already putting polls up if Wings of Redemption should come back.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that.
That was fucking staged. And the sick thing about that is, yeah, they basically just promoted domestic violence.
Yep.
As
Yeah, I knew. I
Make
kind
sure
of
to
knew
go to
straight up
Walkout
that the Wings
TCG
thing was fake.
to get the commemorative Wings beating his wife card. Now on
Don't
sale.
say it. Don't say the rest of it. I don't want to
What?
I don't want you to repeat what you said to me. Yeah. From
Wait,
No,
what'd you
no,
say? I
I
didn't.
won't repeat.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Well, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do
No.
any of that.
Your promo code 8-Bit Eric.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Absolutely.
I
You
keep.
get it. You
I
get it.
keep
I love you,
hearing.
man. I love you. I
I
love you.
keep hearing about 8-Bit Eric. Is there like who? I don't think I even know who that is. Did something happen with this 8-Bit Eric person?
He's just a grifter.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, he licked the dwarf's nipples for a $5 video game. What else do you want me to say
Okay.
about him?
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As I said, you quitting was fine, but you should have waited until you
I could have
had.
waited it out. I could have just kept submitting the same stuff and just cost them like $500 because they weren't looking at my stuff and they weren't telling me what to do. I could have done that. You're absolutely right. But the
You
thing
should have.
is, I would feel bad. I'm too good of a person to do that, Robo.
Too good
Well,
to
I
do
mean,
what?
yeah, you could
I'm too
submit.
good. I'm too honest of a person to do that. When
What do
Rick
you mean?
over,
Hold on.
when Rick
What's
overpaid me,
dishonest
I want
about
them the money
looking
back.
for another gig
Well,
while you're still working that one?
she didn't say keep submitting the same thing. She said keep doing the job until you find something else.
Well, no, she's told. You're telling me that I should have wrote it out, right?
Yeah, till you had something else lined up
Okay.
and was starting.
Yeah, probably. But yet
There's
again,
nothing
I'm
to feel,
doing some stuff for Blaqksheep now, so there is that.
but
I'm
there's nothing
managing
like to feel
Blaqksheep.
bad about. That's what
I
happens all the time.
appreciate
You look
that.
for a new
There's a few
job
things
while
I
you
need to
have.
do to actually like make things a little more, how should I put it, official, where like I can get you on the books or some shit.
Okay. I
But I have to become an
I don't know if
LLC, so
I don't know if I could edit some stuff on your Twitch channel, but I would like to kind of change up your stuff to like go with the theme
mhm.
of your channel because it came with other pre-made assets, and I would like to use those for you.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be a fun idea to do. So we'll talk
I'll
about
probably
that.
mess with it tomorrow for you
Yeah,
and just tell you what to do.
that'd be great. That'd be absolutely.
There's no manager role for Twitch, right?
I
Like,
think
there's
I
no role.
gave you everything I could.
Okay.
Yeah, but we can go in and check everything and yeah, go from there. That's actually really fucking good. I'm building someone a PC that I just met in the game. I'm playing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What's it gonna be in it?
4070.
Oh, nice.
Not bad.
It's this person lives in overseas. Let's just put it like that. You know,
They live
build it
overseas.
build it piecemeal. You know what I mean? And
Oh,
yeah, I
okay.
know I'm doing this in the middle of my fucking stream, but still, this is fun shit for me. You know. Let's put it.
Oh, I messaged you about this editor, but
Hmm.
I wasn't. So when you get your stuff back up and running again, would you work with Rich?
I don't know. This whole, I know that Rich is like a lolcow. I don't know the specifics, but if the situation I'm in right now has taught me anything, it's that I should not interact with crazy people at all in like
Oh, he's
any
not
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, no,
He's not
he's
crazy.
not. No, you'll be
No.
okay.
He treated me good.
Yeah, he treats
And
people good. If he does start to like you can easily just ixnay the whole thing if you really end up feeling like you want
yeah,
to.
I'll think about it because I'm always looking for more work.
the only thing I would have to do is just message Jay and be like, "Hey, Rich said pay this person," and then Jay would get right on it.
Yeah, shit would get real.
I mean, I might be willing to. I'd be able to. Is there? I know you used to edit for him, right? Are you not? You not
Well,
doing that anymore?
Well, it wouldn't be editing, but I know he always says constantly he wants to get emojis done for his chat, so it gives people more of an incentive to like become members and stuff.
Hmm. Okay, yeah. I mean, if it's just emojis, I could do that pretty easily. Yeah, yeah,
I'll
I could
message him
probably
about
do
it
that.
one of these times and ask him of like
Okay.
when you get all settled down and stuff again.
Yeah, I'd need to apparently find a place to live first. And of course it's snowing, and I don't have heat, and I don't have a way to charge my phone.
It's snowing.
Damn.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's snowing literally just where I am. Which
I
is
didn't, I
like,
didn't
Snowing
even
come
where
on,
I am.
know.
come on, like it's just
No,
fucking ridiculous.
that's nuts. Yeah.
Well, do you have
I get,
enough warm clothes? Are you in danger of hypothermia?
I
Thank you
wish
for
no,
that.
I think I
I
would prefer to
appreciate
die.
that. Hey, thank you for the follow.
No, I think I should be all right. Hopefully,
If anything, you could probably just go right in the sheets and just warm up.
yeah. If it gets
Elite
that bad, I'll just
on
stay
What
BD.
is it
inside.
open 24/7?
Yeah, it's open 24/7. Well, the only place it is in it now,
Welcome.
and their food is also 24/7 as
Hope you're
well.
having a good one.
Yeah, I'm not even hungry. I'm not hungry at all.
You're just doing a couple of
Well, I
things.
know. I'm just mentioning it for later.
Building a
Yeah.
PC for somebody currently. Definitely going to.
It sucks that everything happened with
Yes.
Stinkfist like that, man. I'm sorry. Like, he was like he was always chill to hang out with, but like with him having like, it's not his fault, But like, yeah,
Yeah, I get it that he's like unstable and all of that stuff, and it's not his fault, but
I need
it's to a
food and
point where it's
water.
like even if it's not even if it's not that person's fault, it's still like incredibly destructive. Like I don't know, had they not invited this person in, him freaking out certainly did not help. Um, it's just the whole fucking thing. It's like all of it could have been just avoided. It's so easily. And like I tried to avoid it. I tried to not do anything, but the guy was
I
attacking
need
me.
food.
Yep. Anyway, I got this person wants to.
All right. So what are you guys up to? I'm probably gonna head to bed here
Chillin'.
soon.
I'm trying to go for some food currently.
I'm playing Monster Hunter. What are
Oh,
you
sorry.
doing
What are you doing that? You know, I follow the person that. Well, I'm friends with the person who made that video on Steam, and his name is a warm toilet seat.
Name it's what?
His name is a warm toilet seat.
That's nasty.
I'm gonna gift him something one of these times. Just and just call him a word that 8-Bit Eric uses all the time that I can use.
Oh my god.
You know what? I'm gonna ask 8-Bit Eric Bot about this. I wonder what he says.
You talk to him?
No, I have a bot in Rich's server.
Oh.
You do a question mark 8-bit, and he says a quote. Keemstar's trying to use us all, use you all against this. All right, I'm heading to bed, y'all.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
Guys.
Right.
Good night.
Welcome, welcome.
Yes, welcome.
What's up? Go on. How you guys doing tonight?
Good,
Doing
good.
all right.
We're doing good here.
Playing Monster Hunter. What are you doing
Monster,
that?
what is that?
I really lose sight of it like that. Really lose sight of it. You're not a Reginald, bro. You just went out of your character to come fight me. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, Kelly messaged me. Hmm?
Who?
No way. God damn it. The mobile app on Discord is just fucking atrocious. It just becomes like non-responsive, but like still connected. What happened to Pomfish and Jeffy's server?
I have no idea.
I heard you got kicked out of that.
Did he?
Well, I feel like I heard something that. Yeah.
That would not surprise me from now.
No, he's still there.
He's still there?
Yeah.
I thought I heard something about it. About him getting kicked out of another server.
Didn't he get kicked out of this server?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't know what this means, but his name's Yellow and Diet Soda Soldier. I don't know what the f it is, but
Let's
yeah, he doesn't like me.
Didn't do that one.
I'm surprised. That was a sigh and an eye.
An eye roll on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
so blue.
My God, this toy is driving me fucking insane. This cat toy. Blossom's been obsessed with it since he
Really?
got it. Yeah.
Hey, Gakko, did you see that video I sent you? That's the guy I was talking about.
Yeah, he's been obsessed with it since January.
No, I didn't take a look at it. What was it again?
The guy that farts on the gummy and eats it.
Ew, dude.
Uh,
I'm sorry. Why?
Yeah,
The
that's
fuck?
fucking retarded and disgusting. Like, what the fuck?
You ever look up cake fart?
Oh my god.
Oh, I already know what that is. I don't even need to look that shit up.
I didn't even know about that one exists. No, I was talking about making jokes about how like there's weird shit that gets recommended to me on the internet.
There are
And they
TikTokers
send me this.
who literally bake cakes, who are people who bake cakes, and then they will sit on them for views.
Yeah, yeah.
And they get paid
Sounds
for
No,
it.
awesome,
like
Jay.
Then they do it naked on their OnlyFans.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
okay, well, that's different.
Like you're wasting the ingredients and everything of a perfectly good cake. Like why?
just they want
hey,
money,
somebody
man.
thinks they eat cake out of the dimples on their ass, and it's a fetish. You never know what some people do.
I feel like people have gotten worse and worse over the generations with the shit they'll do for money.
Yeah, I put
Well,
it down in the side chat.
what's your starting point?
What's my
No, like, look, dude,
starting
this guy looks
point?
like a hobbit. Like, look at this fucking video. I don't know why Instagram or TikTok decided to recommend me the same guy on two different platforms.
What do you question? What do you mean by my starving point?
Yeah, your starting point of like the generational starting point of it getting worse and worse.
Who was there when the not boomers, but I think it was millennials when and they were there when the internet started and people started doing weird shit.
I mean, the
Yeah,
internet's
they
always
didn't
been
make
a weird
money from
place
that.
since the beginning. I remember being in an AOL chat and seeing people do some weird fucking shit. You get like a picture like 10 minutes later and you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, but they didn't make money. Web 1.0, they didn't make money from it.
The internet's been weird since the day that you can think of. Since videos and pictures were able to be put up, it was just since I don't know the 90s. I know the
Yeah.
internet's been around since the early 80s, where you can send like messages and shit. But since pictures and videos were able to come through, and I'm pretty sure there's rich sick fucks that were sending weird messages to each other. So
In the 80s, it was just used like universities, like for research and stuff like that. It wasn't used public, really.
yeah, it was just used for like email. They weren't even emails yet. It was just like you still had to pick up a phone, dial up the phone number, and then you send them like whatever message you
Linux.
type on the computer. They didn't even have computers. Didn't even have Windows. Put it that way.
It
Oh
Yeah,
was more
yeah.
of what we call
bro, it's
intranet
something
today.
we're into. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like Generation Z had gone way too far with the shit.
Well, eating like top pads and shit like that, and
How
fucking.
so?
Aren't you Generation Z?
When does generate? Hold up, let me look that shit up. When did
You're
Generation Z?
You are Generation Z, dude. You have to be 30 or older to be millennial.
At least you're not Gen Alpha.
Well, Gen Alpha doesn't not even have a brain yet. They're just teenagers still.
Yeah, they're the skibbity toilet people, aren't they? Or is
Yep,
that Gen
I'm.
Z?
Well, my niece is the beginning of Gen Alpha, so she's like Gen Alpha, Gen
2013 to
Z.
2024 Generation Alpha. Apparently, 1997 to 2012 a Generation Z.
Yeah, you are
Like,
Generation Z.
I don't do the fucking weird shit that every other Generation Z I'm more like a fucking millennial more than anything, the way I grew up.
Fucking Zoomer.
Well,
Yeah, but
Shut
what's
up, Zoomer.
your be more specific, like what bothers you about your generation?
They ate Tide Pods for one.
Very true.
They
iPod
did the
challenge.
audio asphyxiation trend where they fucking held their breath for as long as they could and several died.
It's autoerotic
They're also
asphyxiation.
into the whippets. Galaxy
Yeah.
gas.
Galaxy Gats, and it's like, dude, what the?
You know what?
I think Gen Z just
Every
didn't have a chance.
generation does stupid shit.
Every
Yeah, every generation
at
had retards.
least with, at least when I was growing up, the people I grew up with, we were putting like salt and ice on our hands, doing stupid shit like that. Fucking doing ding dong ditches and everything. We
Yeah,
weren't
every generation did all of that.
Yeah, I
not
grew up
not
teabagging my friends and shit.
apparently not my generation. My generation never goddamn fucking. Well, I mean, I did.
Every generation put salt in an ice cube on their hand.
Yeah.
Ding dong ditching. It's one of the best things you could have done.
Ding dong ditch is so goddamn fucking old.
I
Me and my
know,
friend-
Boomers
but
did
as
that.
a kid, I would do that a lot. I would just be with friends and we would do that randomly to people.
Yeah, we used to like dog shit on fire in a bag and fucking bring people's
Oh,
doors.
you only did that to people you didn't like or that you hated, if I remember correctly.
Oh no, we just did it to anybody. We just thought it was funny. I was a little asshole when I was a kid. Dude, me and my friends were teabagging each other because of jackass and shit.
Max, are you fucking kidding me? Go away.
No,
Fucking
Yeah,
douchebag.
Generation Z, it's so goddamn fucking like hell. There's for example, the girl who was getting paid money to go pits on produce.
I mean, I just think that Gen
You
Z
have
didn't really have a
no
chance.
idea.
There's a lot of stuff that millennials did. We just didn't have cameras and stuff and cell
Yes, we
phones
did.
to put it up there. Well,
Yeah,
we did, but we didn't. Yeah,
Yeah,
only kids that had money, kids' parents that had money with fucking. None of my friends and I had fucking a video recorder.
Well, I don't know
Oh,
how.
actually,
But
I take that back. Actually, one of my friends did, and we made a lot of porn in my high school.
I'm sorry, what?
You heard it. Don't need
Yeah,
to repeat it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna repeat it.
Yeah. What are
You
you?
heard me.
What are you? The fucking feds?
millennials.
I'm not. I'm just. I
At least
like
my
like
generation
hear that.
didn't like make up a bunch of weird words
Max.
like riz and lit and
Oh, millennials totally did. We totally did.
what words
Yeah, we
did
came
we
up
make
with
up?
cool, dude.
Click.
Cool and dude were used by boomers.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it was used by Gen X. I don't think it was boomers.
Gen X and millennials used to click. There were words that we used. Oh, saying sweet.
Yeah, my Generation Z, it's fucking cool.
Gen Z says lit. We used to say sweet.
Yeah, sweet dude.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
It's really
Yeah.
sweet is comprehensible word.
Oh,
Like a
my
real
God.
word.
Mm.
Not like
What?
Riz.
That's rad. That's
Rad is
millennial.
part of radical.
No,
It's a real
no,
word.
our generation were the fucking kings and queens of acronyms.
Well, there is the internet lingo too. Like we made LOL and LMAO,
I mean, I just
Raffle-mayo.
think Gen Z didn't really have a chance of anything just because the parents were working all the time. Kids didn't get to really spend time with their family.
And then
It
Gen
was just
Alpha, Gen
Millennials are the
Alpha
same way
is
too.
like here's the thing. Gen Alpha is also probably cooked as well because they are iPad babies and Cocomelon babies. Which,
Cocomelon.
if you haven't heard about the Cocomelon
Cocomelon.
situation,
No.
that is a thing that it's so bad.
I just think that the
Bro,
internet
Blue's
made things
Clues
more
could save
worse.
everyone. I'm just saying.
I think the internet just kind of ruined everything, and it's all about parenting too. It's all about like what you teach your kids. A lot of kids just come dumb from dumbasses having kids.
I will say this: parents nowadays blame streamers and everything for the way their kids act, and it's like that ain't our fault. That ain't the streamer's fault. That's your own fault. Do better parenting. I'm not your babysitter. Are you paying me? If you're gonna pay me and everything, I will definitely babysit your kids. If you're gonna pay me like 10 grand every day, I will definitely babysit your kids.
You said 10 grand every day. That's unrealistic.
Yeah, yeah,
All they did was
It
just
was it
replace
was an
that, like
exaggeration.
yeah.
they just replaced TV with watching on an iPad.
Pretty much.
But at least
When
TV had, like, half an hour
Morals and
shows. Not
standards.
like,
No, they didn't. Are you kidding me?
well,
Yeah.
20 minutes if you don't count the commercials. Um,
in
but
fact,
now everyone watches like these 10-second clips on TikTok.
like when I was growing up and everything, I was forced to play outside if after I was done with homework. I had to be back at home at a certain time and all the crap.
It
Like
sounds different from what I grew up with.
yes, I had video games and everything, but video games were more so for the end of the week. After it was more of a weekend thing. If I had school and everything, no
Millennials,
video games.
we had it was all like fucking trash reality TV. What are you kidding?
I had video games and fucking TV when I grew up. I was just doing
Yeah, I had
sports and
TV and
shit.
everything.
I did
After
sports and
school,
shit. Like,
we would watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and then after that would
I
come
would watch Foster's
Simpsons.
Home for Imaginary Friends.
mm,
Or My Gym
Yup.
Partner, It's a Monkey.
Oh no, wait, it was Power
Yup.
Rangers, then Fresh Prince, then Simpsons.
Yeah. For me, it would My Gym Partner, It's Monkey. It would Codename Kid Next Door, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. There was Camp Laszlo.
Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, it's Powerpuff Girl. Johnny Bravo.
Action Heroes Now on Adult Swim. That dumbass show.
Aqua
But I loved
Team
it.
Hunger Force, if it was the weekends.
Buffy
what
the
up,
Vampire
Max?
Slayer.
But no, like
Why
I
you
was able to
speaking
watch
so much,
TV and
Max?
everything. It was just like that was after I played outside for a few hours, and that was when I was inside after I had to be home by a certain time, and it
Ren
was
and
before I go
Stimpy.
to bed.
I fucking hated Ren and Stimpy.
But yeah, it's just like
I like Rocco's Modern Life.
We
That was
we
cinema.
had
Ren and
powdered
Stimpy was
shit. I mean,
cinema.
dude, we had powdered toast man with fucking sparkling shit coming out of his ass and
Powdered
flying
Toast
backwards.
Man.
He-Man.
Like He-Man was early '80s. That was like Gen X and
Cow and
fucking
chicken.
Yes.
Cow Chicken, Ed and
Robot Chicken.
Eddie,
And then Eddie was
Robot
perfect.
Chicken, fucking Family Guy, South Park.
His next door.
Yeah, it's
Codename Kate's his next door.
Dude,
Lyoko.
and millennials grew up the most
Lyoko,
perverted.
Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. The original
And get this,
Yu-Gi-Oh, the better
millennials
version.
grew up with the most nudity in movies. Like I remember movies from the '80s and all the way up until like early, until like 2000. It was nudity. Like every horror movie had nudity in a sex scene. Not like that
They still
anymore.
do.
Nah, I don't see it as often. Not as way they did it before, man. They would fucking have. They cut it short. Before they would show at least 5 minutes, and it looks like they're fucking. Like they got a little rated X for a little bit.
Oh, shows still have that. Are you kidding me? I fast forward through sex scenes.
You fast forward to the sex scene, or you fast forward past the sex scene?
Watch Spartacus.
I fast forward through them. Like they're
Spartacus is like
just
50% sex.
Well, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they're
And
lame.
then the
Like,
rest is like story.
I mean, would I want to watch a sex scene in a horror movie, or would I just want to watch porn? Like, fuck that. Again, sex scenes in movies are stupid, anyways. It has no meanings.
shows have sex. They're fucking boring. I fast forward through them all the time.
We had a horror movie, Freddy Krueger, that was a pedophile, fucking became something that goes in your dream. Like, who made that shit? I mean, don't get me wrong, Freddy Krueger was a cool ass horror movie, but if you think about it, it's kind of fucked up.
The fuck you saying? A pedophile? They killed a pedophile, yeah.
Yeah, okay, Freddy was the pedophile. He got killed.
He
And
wasn't
then
a
he fucking
pedophile.
comes.
He was a child killer.
Child killer? Whatever.
He wasn't a pedophile.
Or was he accused being a child killer?
No, he was a child killer.
Okay.
Wait,
Yeah,
are you talking about the guy that played Freddy Krueger was a child killer, or Freddy Krueger's story? He's a child killer.
In the story.
Okay.
Yeah, he like killed all the kids in a certain day, and I guess the people got together and killed him. So later on, when those parents had kids, or those kids have kids, you start coming after them in their dreams.
Yeah, so he was a child murderer who was killed by the parents of Springwood, Ohio, who after discovering the crime trapped him in a boiler room, doused him with gasoline, and set him on fire.
Yeah, he was let out on a technicality.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought he was a child predator. I wasn't.
No, he didn't.
Maybe the
He wasn't a
remake one
pedophile. He
did
was
something
a
different.
child killer.
He was a child killer, not a pedophile.
Okay.
Yeah, not a predator, but a killer.
Different type of predator. So, not the
Very
pee
true.
toucher type.
I mean, shit was more.
Not the
And not only
toucher.
that, but we grew up in the '80s where they had action movies and shit showing people doing cocaine and shit. You don't see that shit that much in the movies anymore.
Oh, yes, you do. Are you kidding me?
Fuck you, yeah, you do.
I don't know. What movies are you talking about? Because I don't see the hardcore shit that they had before.
Max, don't even try.
They have shows that have a shit ton of drugs in them.
Oh, I don't watch TV shows. I just watch movies. I don't give two shit. I hate
Yeah, we're talking about movies,
TV
not
shows
TV
just
shows.
because. Well, the bottom line is like I don't know, like more things were graphic back then. I think today it's more I don't know, like the creativity of things is sucked. And I hate TV shows to be honest. Like one, I can't really hear what they say because they don't have the boom mic close enough to them, and two, I prefer like adult animation, like Family Guy and shit, because I can hear what they say, because I get everything. But I watch the TV shows like, what that fucker say? And
No,
then
the
people get
shows
mad
that
at
are
me.
like made by like Stars, HBO, Netflix.
Well, I don't
Blah,
watch
blah,
any
blah,
of
blah.
that shit. I watch Netflix. Yeah, Netflix has some shit. Okay, they break the boundaries, but HBO and Star, that's garbage. All the shows garbage on there. I can't stand any of their shows.
Well,
The
that's
only
true.
good
Like,
show is The Last of Us. That's like the only
eh,
good show that HBO
I didn't really
has.
care for that one either. I fall asleep in a couple episodes. I was like, whatever. I didn't even play
It's
the
basically
game.
the game put into a TV show.
I
Yeah, I
did
didn't
not.
really.
I did not think that uh the Last of Us, the show, I did not think that it was very good to the material.
No, it wasn't accurate.
I mean, they
It
changed
sucked
up
ass.
some stuff. They
They
I
changed up
liked
changed
some.
a lot of shit.
I liked Abby in the game more than Abby from the show. Abby from the
Well,
show is just this wisecracking, chubby girl. Like, I don't think it's even realistic to have a chubby girl in the apocalypse. That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah,
She
you would
wouldn't
be
be
fucking
chubby.
killed in a
Did
heartbeat.
they come out with the second season of it?
no,
Not
Abby's
Not
yet.
yet.
No, it's
in
just
the
the one
second.
season. Abby's not in the show.
Yeah, Abby's not in show at all right now.
Wait, am I saying the wrong name? You know, the girl that's invincible to the zombie
Ellie?
virus. Ellie.
Ellie,
She wasn't fat.
she wasn't.
Not
Kinda
fat,
chubby.
but
She
like,
wasn't chubby at all.
I mean,
well,
well, any
my
fat
opinion
motherfucker is not gonna survive the zombie apocalypse unless you got
Welcome,
some guns or
everybody.
something.
The fat
I'm just
people
saying
would
the
be
girl in the
gone
game is
first
skinny,
because of
and the
them
girl in
having
the show
health
isn't.
issues.
The girl in the show was skinny too.
Yeah. Like the only
I
thing
just
they
think
really, the only thing they
She wasn't
changed
fat.
that we actually didn't get to see in the game was what's his name being gay. Like in the game and everything, if you are looking through and everything, you'll find a note by him talking about him and its lover. Instead of
yeah, well,
them yeah, you can he was gay and everything in the game and in the show. They just showed
I
his
think they
side
just
and
showed
everything.
too
No, they
much.
changed a lot of it. Like the the people are the infected and stuff like that. Like they were barely in the show.
They
Yeah,
can't
they
do
focus more on like the person's life, like especially too much on the gay people. Nothing against gay people, but just too much
That
of
was one episode.
well, it felt like it was a lot of episodes, but
It was
like
one
I
episode.
said, I fall asleep.
it was
I
it was
I
one
didn't care
episode.
for it.
It was the third episode. No, but like
Like, are you supposed to have affected non-stop at chasing them and everything? That would just be constant running and everything. Like it said,
they were
if the
barely
walking,
they were barely in it.
like they had them in it and everything. It just they were
Barely.
focusing on more of them going through the thing. Like
But
they
who
were
gives a
going.
shit?
But that's kind of the point of the that was the point.
Like
It wasn't good. They should have more infected. They should have been like scavenging. They should have been exploring other stuff. It was just
they were
lame.
basically what they were doing. What they were basically just doing what the game did, except they changed a few things around. They couldn't show
What the game did because like it was you barely saw any of the infected and stuff
Creatures.
like that. It was like it was an afterthought.
they couldn't show the affected 24/7. That wouldn't.
I didn't say they had to show 24/7, but they barely showed it at all.
They
Yeah.
had
There's like a couple episodes they only showed them in. I was disappointed. I didn't even play the game. I watched my friend play the game, and I know the difference.
Well, I mean, most video game adaptations they change quite a bit, and I don't understand that because video games are getting better and better in terms of the narrative and story.
Yeah.
I just don't understand if the video game's good and looks good, why make a fucking movie?
I mean,
Why
you
make a
look at
TV
you
show?
look at Halo. They could have made uh, the series based on the original game. Yeah, or if they wanted to start off and explain more of the lore, they could have gone back to Reach. But
Well, that's a situation of like they did not know any of the source material, nor did they care.
yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
I watched the first episode and they show Master Chief fighting a Spartan, and the fucking plasma assault rifle wasn't even wasn't even CG'd. It was a bare model that was clearly 3D printed. You could see the model drop to the ground, and it's like sand colored. They didn't even color it in. So
Yeah, and when I saw the first episode, like halfway through, I was like, "This show's gonna suck." I already knew it just by looking at it. I was like,
the production quality was terrible.
Yeah.
you could tell the people didn't give a shit. It was a cash grab. They were trying to do whatever they can to get money, and it was terrible. And then they show Master Chief's face. It's like, dude, you fuck. They should have did it in the game first instead of you fuckers.
Well, I mean, they had to show Master Chief's face because having a faceless protagonist that can't show any kind of emotion doesn't really work. I mean, it worked with Dredd because half his face was exposed like Batman, but yeah, it really takes a lot to sell a scene if there you can't see the person at all underneath that armor.
I don't know. I mean, Master Chief was supposed to be hitting with his whole face appearing. Because
I
I
mean,
think even
yeah.
in the book, they didn't even explain where he looked like in the book, if I remember
Well,
correctly.
at the end of the original game, if you beat it on Legendary, he takes his helmet off and you see the back of his head. He's Caucasian.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's not like they didn't give some indication of what he would look like. Yeah, they just never actually showed his face.
Yeah. Bungie should have showed his face at the last game when they did Halo 3. They should have finally showed him.
What would have been cool is instead of actually showing the face, they could have broken the helmet like they did with Darth Vader in the Obi-Wan series, where you could see into it, but you know, if you did that, it wouldn't break character.
I'm conflicted about Fallout, the show.
I like it.
I didn't even watch. Oh, I watched part of that show. I take that back. I watched part of it. It's alright. You must have really liked Fallout because you talk about Fallout a lot.
Max, don't smack that. Get out of here.
Well, one thing, like, so, which I explained to some people I know,
Max, stop saying that.
that don't play the games and stuff like that. One thing I didn't like is that they didn't explain the setting at all.
Like the nuclear war? The nuclear fallout or whatever?
They slowly explain the lore as you watch it.
Well, it
No,
worked with the series because
they don't set up the setting
Like
at all.
I do agree they don't explain very much. but
They don't explain
you
at
do slowly
all
learn things.
On why
Like eventually you
before the
learn who set the
before
bomb off and
no,
why.
but before they don't explain at all why
Wait,
before the bombs drop, why the world is like it is at all. They don't
That's
touch it
true.
at all.
Yeah, I agree. Like they leave you in the dark, you know, you're kind of figuring it out.
And they could have just like opened it up with just like text,
Max,
to
stop
like
doing
explain
that.
the setting. And they didn't do any of that. So I actually explained it to people why the world is like it is before the bombs drop because they never touch it at all. They don't explain shit.
I just don't understand how the fucking guy in the armor suit died so easily. That was like, I was like, what? Wasn't that suit supposed to be like legendary? Like supposed to be like the ultimate thing in the game?
Yeah, I
The
know.
reason
Like I
why he
didn't
died
think
so
the
quickly is
guy
because
would
of
get
the fact.
bruised that badly, like while inside the suit.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it could have been because of the fact that with like him getting thrown around and everything, if I remember correctly, that's why. Like,
Yeah,
you can't.
those suits are not just do not make you invulnerable.
I thought the suit was supposed to be, that was the thing in the game that was supposed to make you like indestructible
It
against
doesn't make you
enemies.
indestructible. The suit has limitations. It's a powered exoskeleton with some armor on it that, yeah, allows you to carry heavy weapons. You know, it assists movement to eliminate or reduce fatigue.
I
It's
mean,
got its
you could
own
take
self-contained
more
air supply.
you
It's
could take
resistant.
more hits, but like
Oh,
it's not
I was
indestructible.
I was never mind. Yeah, it's resistant to radiation. Yeah, it's essentially a combination of a fucking wearable forklift and an environmental
All
suit.
right, everybody. I'm heading off for the
I will
night.
say, I will say, alrighty.
All
Good
right, good
night,
night,
Black
Blaqksheep.
Sheep.
Yeah.
I was
Have a
gonna
good
say,
one,
I've
streams.
never played a single Fallout game, nor
Yeah, see you guys. That was fun. I'm looking into this new spot. The other one that I was in was a little bit dead, so would rather not, be in a dead fucking lobby. I'd rather enjoy having like the fights and shit. Even though they don't have the big dragon back yet. So thank you for watching. We will see you in the future, everyone. Thank you. Have a good night.
or what that
All
Fallout.
right,
Unique
good night.
character for the series.